Can we also see me?
Yes, we can see.
Awesome. Okay. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for joining in. I understood that, of course, we needed some time to get everybody in for different reasons. And I know that we're joining from different states in Nigeria, the East, the West, and North. So networks may have certain issues in those locations. So today, we're here to have a conversation on one important area, which is customer service. That's our conversation today, customer service. And please, we're going to be using a lot of interaction tools. So I'm not sure, is there anybody that, can't, do I speak too fast, or if I'm not understood, please let me know so that I can adjust my tone in a manner that is understandable to everyone who is joining this session. So today we're having a conversation on customer service. Can we see my screen, please, just to confirm? Can we see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we're having a customer service conversation, and I'll start by introducing myself and the company where I work for, but I'll start with the company where I work for. So FMR Agency stands for Future Moves Recruitment Agency Limited. FMR started first as a recruitment firm and then expanded to being a full-fledged end-to-end HR company that offers, services like recruitment, training, performance management, corporate retreats and events, organizational structure for organizations who are looking to structure or restructure their business. And then we also offer outsourcing and payroll services. So, when you want to think about anything HR, you can always come to us. Now, this is me. My name is Thelma Ibe, just to, make sure that you can see. You can see my face properly. My name is Thelma, and I'm the founder of FMR and a platform called FastLearn. So like I already introduced FMR, and then FastLearn is an online learning platform where you can go there and learn any course of your choice. There are courses from tech to finance to administration to HR to customer service to marketing. There are over 100 courses there that you can take, which are being taught by instructors from Nigeria, across Africa, giving the context, ensuring that it's relatable to the Nigerian context. And also, some of the courses on FastLearn are certified by the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. So in case you're looking to learn other skills, to improve your personal development, FastLearn, that's FASLEARN, is a platform that you can take courses. So I've been in the HR field for over 10 years, and my career started exactly in human resources, from being a recruiter to being, a training and development specialist, to moving into HR strategy, to being a lecturer with the UNM Business School. And right now, I am more of overseeing the entire end-to-end HR space. So I've worked across all the sectors of HR. So I'm sure that I can tell you one or two about human resources. So, but today, for the purpose of today, we're going to be learning customer service. So please, when I ask questions, I'm going to ask questions. And when I ask those questions, please, I ask that you respond in the comment section. When I ask questions and I say, can you tell me what XYZ means? Please go to the chat and type, because I would need to read them, and I want to read from every single person. I need to know that we are following. I need to know that we understand it. I know that physical training may be more impactful, but when we find ourselves in different parts of the world, the online learning tool allows us to be able to meet each other halfway and then move from there. So please, when I ask the question, please go ahead and use your chat to make sure that you communicate. I like to see that every single person who is here contributes to those sections. So just a little, rules. Please participate as much as possible. Ask questions. There's a place there for you to raise your hand on your screen. You find a button to raise your hand if you need to ask a question. Please, let's interact. I know that it's not a physical session, but we can also talk to each other. What it means is, if there's something that is being discussed, we should please contribute. No ranks. So no ranks means that I understand we have different levels of people, even though from a senior perspective, but please, we're all here to learn, and we want to maintain a neutral ground across board. And then, of course, confidentiality, please, whatever we discuss here, whether we call names or whatever, should be for the purpose of this conversation and shouldn't be used outside of why we're here. Of course, your phones can be on silent so that they don't disrupt you. And please feel free to ask questions and have fun. One thing I tell anybody who wants to learn is that any training that you participate in is not for the organization. Any training you participate is for yourself. And I say that for two reasons. We may own businesses. We may own businesses now and we may own businesses tomorrow. And the amount of knowledge you have is what you can replicate in those areas. And once you train on certain things, it also impacts on your general life. People who are good in communication and customer service tend to have a better communication with their spouses, their children, their friends, because they have learned it. So it's not necessarily for the work. We understand that you need it for your work, but it's also for your personal development. So please don't take it like you're here because of NIPOS. You're not here because NIPOS said, come for a training. You're here because you want to develop yourself. If you agree with me, in the last 5 years, the skills that we thought we had before, we have moved at speed. Certain skills we had 5 years ago is no longer obtainable. And every day there are new skills that are coming out and we have to catch up with them. So if I were you, I would utilize this opportunity to learn for my personal gain. And, you know, of course, the company intends to, or the organization intends to reap from the skills that you've learned. And I hope that after this conversation, it will work well for us. So what we're going to be learning today, we're going to be understanding what is customer service. I know that if I say what is, everybody be like, customer service, I know what it is now. Customer service is, you know, yes, but we'll realize that there's a lot more in customer service than we originally think. There's different cycles of customer service. We're going to be learning the different types of customers. We're going to be learning meeting and exceeding. How can you meet and exceed customer expectations? We want to know who is a difficult customer. We want to look at attitudes, behaviors, and skills for you. And, you know, we're going to watch some videos if time permits us. We may talk a bit about emotional intelligence and stress management if time permits us. Now, you would agree with me that a lot of, you know, government-related organization has a terrible reputation for customer service, and NIPOS is not excluded. So there has been a terrible impact. People assume that anything that has to be government-related, they expect the worst. But how can you make NIPOS unique is why you're here. I keep saying it. You can't give what you don't have, or you can't expect what you don't give. I see sometimes where people like you, when you go and want to spend your money in the mall and they don't offer you good customer service, you're upset, but you're not replicating the same thing to other customers who are looking forward to having the best customer service from you. So you can only give what you have, and you can only get what you give. So we're going to be looking at it properly. Now, first of all, I don't know about NIPOS, so I'm a newbie. So let's say I want to know about the history of NIPOS. So please, who can share? I know that when you're working in an organization, it is very important that you know the history of the organization. So I'm curious to know the history of NIPOS. So is there anybody that can share the history of NIPOS? Please unmute yourself and tell us. Can you tell us how did NIPOS come about? How was it introduced? Do we know that? As ambassadors of NIPOS, I think that should be a basic information that we have. Does anybody want to share? Does anybody want to share? Please unmute yourself and share. Does NIPOS have a history? Can anybody tell us? Bala, we don't know the history of our organization. Or...
I never knew that hosts are allowed to also answer questions in classes.
No. I'm just saying, like, generally, you know, like nobody is answering me. So does it mean we don't know the history of NIPOS?
Oh, no.
Okay, so that would be...
So do you want me to go on?
Okay, Okay, sure. I mean, if you can share, that's fine. Otherwise, that would be an assignment for everybody. You know, you have to come back and tell me. Because you can't be in a place without knowing the history of where you are. I mean, if someone tells you, tell me about NIPOS, you should be able to tell them about where you work and all that you know. Yeah. So, Bala, you can share if you like. Otherwise, that would be a take-home assignment for everybody. What do we say? Should it be a take-home assignment or would someone share? There are so many movements. I hope all these movements, people are hearing me, please. I hope we're actually concentrating. Okay, so I'll take that as a feedback. So I'd rather say that it's something we have to take back. So we have to take back this conversation and then come back to tell us what the history of NIPOS is. You can't be working in an organization without having details about that organization. So please, that's
Sorry,
number
the
one.
network took me off.
Okay, yes, we can hear you.
All right, so I said I was going to answer that, but
Okay.
like I was saying before, there are people with over 30 years, 20 years experience of working in NIPOS that are here. There are people that are going to be retiring in the next 4 or 5 years. So I believe they are more than capable to answer that. Maybe they are a bit shy or perhaps not used to this kind of of opportunity. Okay, so I think there's Madam Ruth who is raising her arm.
Thank you, Madam
Barrister
Ruth.
raising her arm. Please, Ma, you can kindly unmute your mic.
Okay,
Barrister Ruth, Ma, please, you can unmute your mic, Ma. You.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, you can speak, Ma. Thank you very much.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, even though it's breaking.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me? Oh, God.
Yes, we
Good,
can.
muted.
Yes, Ma, we can hear you, Ma.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Briefly, an abridged history of NIPOS. First, I want to correct the impression that there are no people to tell the history of NIPOS. Briefly, Nigerian Postal Service has been in existence even older than the country Nigeria. The post office came into existence as far back as 1852 in Nigeria. However, by an act, by a decree 1992, NIPOS became a legal personality that can be sued and be sued. That is to say, it's an organization, agency, solely owned by the federal government of Nigeria to carry out the businesses of postal services within Nigeria and beyond Nigeria. And Nigerian Postal Service today is cited as a Nigerian Postal Service Act, Cap N 127, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. It is an organization that deals with both conventional and other non-conventional services.
Thank you.
Postal
Okay,
Service under the House Master General of the Federation. It renders today includes EMS. NIPOS is a legal personality that can be sued and be sued in its name, and it was established giving that legal personality in 19K, or should I continue? Can you hear? Hello?
okay, fantastic, fantastic, Vice Celebrity. Even though your network was really bad, you know, cranky, but we were able to get some perspective into when it was introduced and when it became a legal entity that can be sued. Thank you very much for sharing. I think I see that Nu also has his hand up. Nu, do you want to add anything? Do you want to say anything? Please go ahead so that we can start. Thank you. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, I sent a chat to you and on the form. I don't know whether you have seen it. Hello, you're hearing me?
Okay, okay.
Hello?
Yeah, but just, yes, just go ahead and
Go
tell us.
ahead. There's no chart yet. You can go ahead.
Okay, NIPOS was carved out of the then P&T, Postal and Telecommunication Department in 1985 by the head of state then, General Muhammadu Buhari. He was the one that carved NIPOS out of P&T. So that was how the name NIPOS, before it was Postal and Telecommunication, were together. So it was in 1985 that it was covered along out of the P&T when telecommunication became a different entity and NIPOS also became a different entity. That is just what I want to add. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam Ruth. Thank you, Mr. Nuhu, for, you know, proving to us that, yes, I mean, we know what NIPOS is about and we're here. So please, for every other person, it's important that we are familiar with the history of the organization where we work. Now, my other question, and please, like I said, let's be as interactive as possible. That's why we're here, so that we can get the best out of our time. So please, I want to know, what is our philosophy? What are our core values? You know, NIPOS has core value. A core value is something that the organization represents, that when people see us as an organization, this is what they will see. Okay? For example, in FMR, part of our core values is integrity, right? And part of our core values is business excellence. So what it means is that whatever service we offer, we must do it excellently. And also we maintain integrity. So when you meet me and I don't showcase any of this, that means I am not upholding the philosophy of our organization. So I'm going to ask us, can we please tell me what are the core values or what are the philosophy of NIPOS? Please, let's raise our hands and tell us. You can tell us each that you know, or you can type in the chat. Please type in the chat where everybody can read, or you can unmute yourself and also let us know. So can somebody tell us the core values of the organization that we work in? What are our core values? Or what are the philosophy of NIPOS? What do we represent as an organization? Quick. What do we represent as an organization? Please use the chat box or unmute yourself to speak. Okay, I'm not hearing from us. Does it mean we don't know the philosophy of our organization? Okay, so as we know, please, when you're dropping a chat, just drop a chat to everybody, not to me directly, right? So just type to everybody, except there's no room for that. But yeah, we have the meeting group chat. So select the meeting group chat to drop your comments, not directly to me. So in those days when I used to work in the bank, when you join the bank, I know someone say, I mean, this is not the bank, but that's okay, I'll tell you. So when you join the bank, the first thing that you're being taught when you're onboarded, you're taught about the organization, you're taught about the vision and the mission, and you're taught about the core values. In those days, when our MD walks into the bank and then asks you, what are the core values of our organization? And you're not able to say it, you may be sacked. It was that serious because they were particular about people representing the values of the organization. We can't put on our website and tell the general world and tell them that our philosophy is that we care about our customers. We can't tell them that our customers, they are the reason for our being. Therefore, our primary challenge is to meet their needs and wants. If I ask the question now, are we meeting the needs of our clients or our customers? It's just a decorative content on the website. Because if I want to transact with NIPOST and I read about the philosophy and I read all these things, and when I come to you guys as people who are the forefront of the organization and you cannot represent this philosophy, then just a piece of paper, just a write-up that you guys have on your website. So the philosophy of NIPOST says our customers is the reason why we are here. So the first question you ask yourself is, why are we NIPOST? If you can generate revenue by yourself, then so be it. If you have to serve yourself, then so be it. So why do you need customers? So you see that without saying anything, your philosophy here says that customer is the reason why you're here. Customer service training is not for customer service reps. Customer service training is for anybody who wants to interact with people. Anybody who serves somebody else, whether you are in finance, there are people you're serving, and we're going to talk about it. So the philosophy says that customers are the reason why we're here. I can say that NIPOST has not represented this philosophy because from our experience from the general public, you're not there for us. It seems like we have to beg to get everything done. So we are not living up to the expectations of our customers, which NIPOST has promised the people who are interacting with them that they have. So you must know your philosophy. That is what guides you when you do your job. It is compulsory in any serious and forward-looking organization to make sure that employees in that organization represent their philosophy or their core values. Some organizations call it philosophy, some call it core values, what we stand for. It says on the other part, we respect our employees as the source of our strengths. We value their contributions. We are committed to their aspiration. So the question would be, is that the case? Do we respect each other? Do we respect our subordinates as part of people who are contributing to the organization? Do we value their contribution? Are we committed to ensure that they get the best out of their job? This is the core value of NIPOST. This is what NIPOST has said that you can hold them onto. He also talks about the services. He mentioned and said services is part of the core value and how they said we maintain market leadership in the provision of postal service in Nigeria. Is this true or false? The answer is false. Because NIPOST has not maintained market leadership in the provision of postal services. Yes, it has that opportunity, but we're not utilizing it as much as we should. Other private sectors have taken the lead. And why did they take the lead in those areas? For the simple reason, they value their customers, they respect their customers, they care about their customers. So we find out that as an organization, we're not maintaining the market leadership. If I tell somebody, can I send something to you through NIPOST? They're like, no way, no, I don't want it. Why? My package will get to me on time. It may get missing. I may get there, they give me attitude. I'm not communicated to when I should pick up my parcel. I go there, they tell me who called you, they are rude to me. They will give you 1,001 reasons why they cannot use NIPOST. If I'm lying, please write in the comment section. Anything that I'm saying that is, that does not reflect the current situation, please write in the comment. That's why I said it's going to be an interactive session. So when you're commenting, please write in the general group chat as much as possible so that we can see. So we're not maintaining market leadership, and this is what NIPOS says they want to achieve. This is what we want to do. So why we are here is that we want to begin to see this philosophy play out in the real-time work. We want to start seeing it in everyday work. And then to the other public, what did he say? He says, as a responsible corporate citizen, we deal honestly with all our publics. True or false? Can't tell you that, but I cannot agree that this has been the situation. I mean, there were posts that were circulating online. I think that was yesterday, how an item was sent from the UK or the US to Nigeria, and there was an original watch in the box through NIPOS, and then when it got to them, the watch was swapped for something else. These are things that have happened. Whether you like it or not, it brings down the reputation of the organization. So tomorrow, when you go and tell somebody, when we're out there saying, okay, we're doing some stuff, we want to put NIPOS back in the same, and then people are trying it out and they're getting even worse experience, what do you think is going to happen? If we're serious about change, we have to show it. And I can tell you the truth, the MD or the senior management cannot change so much if you are not willing to change. There's no magic they can do. For this training alone, I know we have about 500 people across board who will be attending at different levels. It's not easy to get over 2,000 people or 500 people to think in one vision. It's not easy. It can only be personal interest. It can only be personal decision. I want to see NIPOS to work. It's only when you see it and you want it to work, that's when you make efforts. And that way, if you see something, you say something. So if your colleague is doing what is unethical, when we are trying to move NIPOS forward, you tell them and say, no, this has to stop NIPOS for us to move forward. Because this is what you have promised us. If you like, you can type on the website of NIPOS, go there now and type the philosophy. And when you type that, you're going to see this. You're going to see that this philosophy is on your website. So even the people, even the foreign partners that want to work with you, they go to your website and say, okay, oh, NIPOS, okay, great core values. And then when they interact with you, present what they are selling to the public. It says, our motto is what? Service excellence. These are strong words. These are deep words that can move me to say something, that can move me to do something. Imagine when somebody tells you that what our motto, when you wake us up, what we know how to do is to offer service that is excellent, that supersedes your expectation. No, we're all here. You can agree with me. So please, if NIPOS is currently superseding the service of the customers, please, in the comment section, tell me we are. If not, tell me we are not. Please write in the chat section, is NIPOS currently superseding? In fact, no. If I say superseding, it's like you are already doing well. Now you want to take it to the next level. Okay. So is NIPOS currently meeting the minimal expectations of customers? Tell me yes or tell me no. Please in the chat, use the chat. Is NIPOS meeting the minimum, the barest minimum expectation of the customers? That's barest minimum expectation is that, oh, they come at least. Oh, hi, good morning. How are you today? Okay. You want to send an item? Oh, okay. You look at it. Okay, what is this? Are we even doing that? The last time I went to a NIPOS office was in 2022. I think that was in Enugu. I needed to send something. I needed to pick up something. Yes, it was in Enugu. So I actually have a personal experience with NIPOS. So I can relate to what the public is saying. And then when I saw, I think it was 2 days this training when I saw that thing on social media where they said somebody sent an expensive wristwatch and when you got to it or something like, oh God, oh, what are we going to do about this? So the answer is there, it's clear, it's no. Host, there is no yes or no. There is nothing like yes or no. It's either yes or no. There's no in between. The type of expectation you people have with your banks. Some of you, if you send money and in the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it does not deliver, you're calling your bank, I sent money, it does not. Can we compare the level of service that we get from the banks, for example, the people that you have high expectation for? Can we compare it to the minimum that we give to our public? The answer is no. So this motto is for fancy. So maybe the management has to come and tell us, do you want it to continue being a fancy write-up on the website? Or is it time for all of us to say, it is time for us to represent and give? You know, the interesting part is that now that delivery or pickup or whatever is now very lucrative and there's so much money, is when NIPOS is not even meeting up. Go and look at the likes of Sandbox. Go and look at the likes of GIG. Go and look at the likes of these people have abandoned transport for these services because of how lucrative it is. There are certain ways that our organization can be self-generating, that when they are talking about certain things, the management can say, no, this cannot affect us because we are hitting more than the revenue we need to take care of our people and ourselves. So the market is still there. The market is still there, but the customers have lost hope and trust in the way that we offer it. So the potential is there. Imagine when NIPOS announces and says, everything about our organization has changed. We are now this, we are now that, and then 1 or 2 or 3 people write on social media said, NIPOS has changed their services. If you guys are not overwhelmed with requests, because you already have a name. What people are waiting for is for NIPOS to say, we are now changed. People are waiting for NIPOS to say, we are now brand new, for them to take. So the market is there. But until we understand that it is you and you and you that will make NIPOS to move forward, that is the only time it can get better. Your management cannot make it move forward without you. So we must take our time to go and learn and swallow this our philosophy and ask ourselves, you know, what I tell people, because I mean, Bala just said some people are retiring in the next, 2, 3, 5 years. You may retire. Maybe you joined service at a very young age. So by the time you meet your 35 years in service, you're still in your 40s or you're in your 50s. And then you retire. Would you just want to stay at home? You want to be employable. Imagine when these brands I'm telling you about are looking for you because they can see the amount of impact and change you people have made in NIPOS. But when you retire, and then maybe you want to get something on the side, and then they'll be like, no, we can't, NIPOS has nothing to offer. So the way the organization is presented affects your personal brand. Yeah, it affects your personal brand. Because people can see that what we have is working. People can see that NIPOS is working. So anywhere you go to, they understand that you and you, everybody here, we are part of the change from where NIPOS is to where it is today. So you're hot cake. Remember what I said earlier. When you develop yourself, it's not for the organization you're working for. It is for your own personal growth and gain. There are a lot of people that immediately they even retired. They go certain places, taking the roles of managing directors. Why? Because they have done their job to the best of their ability. They have grown the organization where they are. So the mindset of this is government it is no longer fashion. To tell yourself, oh, when the government established, it does not reign anymore. I'm sure we know that. And some of us, when we retire, may start our own businesses. So what skills do you want to use to start your own business where you have been in an environment that is not productive, where we're not doing where we're doing the barest minimum? How do we want to move forward? So see the change in NIPOS as your personal growth. See that as your personal growth. So just a quote to tell you that customer service is becoming a key driver of value generation and strategic differentiation in an overcrowded marketplace. You know, right now, there are businesses everywhere. Do you want to count the count? Okay, let's even look at it. When Uber came into Nigeria, I'm sure we're familiar with Uber. When Uber came into Nigeria, it was only Uber. In less than 5 years, you have more than 200 taxi companies to deal with. But what differentiates them? What differentiates them? Customer service. There are some people that will tell you that I can't enter Bolt because they don't take their customers' complaints seriously. Some other person will tell you, I can't enter XYZ taxi because I am not sure about how they treat them. The only differentiation, tell me, all the banks are offering the same thing. Why did you choose the bank you're banking with? Customer service. So customer service is the key driver that is differentiating businesses or organizations in an overcrowded market. Because, of course, as we speak to you now, there are lots of organizations, even foreign organizations that are taking place, doing what exactly you're doing. And you know the funny thing, NIPOS is cheaper, yet people are not interested. So it's not about the price. It's not about the price. Meaning that people are willing to pay more if they get the right service. In fact, I tell people, I say, if you're complaining about, oh, we're civil service, we're not growing, then that is because you are not growing yourself. Because imagine you are one person in that NIPOS that comes in, you serve customers properly to the best of your ability. Those customers will go out and sing your songs. I'm not sure if NIPOS accepts, tips and all of those things, but you will get plenty of it. It's not the one that you force people to give you, because the one that you're forcing people to give you, you have already ruled out the essence of customer service. Those people are not coming back. Nigerians are happy givers. They give when they like what they see, but they don't like it when you subject them to certain things. So customer service is the key driver that differentiates businesses or organizations in an overcrowded market, nothing else. Do you know that there are some organizations that they don't have the best of product? I'll give you an example of myself. There are 2 salons, hair salons that I go to. One, they are very good at it. Very good at it. The other one, they are in the middle. So when I go to the one that is very good at it, I pay a lot. They don't care about me waiting for some time, right? But when I'm done with the service, it gives me the best, right? I love the outcome of my hair. When I go to this other one, they don't give me 100% of what I want for my hair. But when I come in, they welcome me, they attend to me, they treat me like I'm the only customer existing when there are several other customers. What do? Do you know that I stay with that one? So sometimes people stay with an organization that treats them as though they are, as you value them as customers. That time, they'll tell you, well, I'm not looking for the best. I'm just looking for where I'll be treated like I matter. Let me shock you. The people you guys call the Generation X, that's the Gen Z, they don't even know what NIPOS is. Some of them have not heard the NIPOS with their ears. Some of them have not seen the site. They don't know what it is. So the only people that can relate to NIPOS is what? Is the millennials and the baby boomers and the Gen X. So the competition is fierce. So we must retain what we have. And we must give wherever we are. You don't want to be seen as somebody who is in an organization that doesn't move forward. When somebody asks, can you imagine going somewhere and they ask where do you work? Say, that one still there exists. I'm sure people have asked you that question. You tell somebody, in fact, sometimes you can't even tell who you work in NIPOS. Because of the back. Nobody, you guys, are you still in business? Wow. That's very funny. So customer service is the only thing that differentiates us in an overcrowded market. Please know this. Another quote by Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali said, I hated every minute of training, but I said to myself, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. I don't have any further explanation to this. What this simply means is that if I train, I develop myself. I may see that this training is going to take my data. This training may be 2 hours or 3 hours. So how much data do I have? It is for your personal growth. Suffer it now and enjoy the rest of your life as a champion. There's nobody that wants to sit somewhere. There's nobody that wants to remain in a particular space forever. In fact, it will even be a thing of joy to the NIPOS management that even organizations are coming for you because of how good NIPOS has become. It is a thing to brag about. So we have to move. We have to move. Okay, so someone said in the comments that they went to Plateau State and then, they were being asked, what is NIPOS doing? What exactly do you, that is the fact. I just said it. Even the day, because I needed to pick something, the time I went to NIPOS in Enugu, I needed to pick something that was sent to me from China. And when they told me my pickup place was NIPOS, I said, NIPOS came. And those were still existing. And in fact, I prepared for the worst when I was going there. Because I knew that I cannot get any better service. I was 100% sure when I was going. And immediately I entered there, they all played out. In Ogui Road, it's not Ogui Road, Ogui Road. I think that's where they are. When I entered there, even the way I was communicated, even the way I was asked for details, even the manual processes, I had to be writing here, writing. I'm like, hey, God. NIPOS. So what do we want to see change? What do we want to see change? So the company needs to see us. Let us as human beings be ready. So that when they go out there and tell public, NIPOS is ready to serve you. NIPOS has changed the dynamics. NIPOS is this. When people walk in that, because first impression matters a lot. They say it. First impression. I can guarantee you for free that if the management says, boom, on social media and says, NIPOS has done this, has restructured our team, our employees are now ready to serve you. I am sure that you people will experience surge. You know what surge is? Surge means people trooping in. And what are they trooping into? To see whether this is true or false. If it's true, you people will be the one to say, this is too much. Customers are too much for us. And that way, when we start asking, want to restructure, want to do infrastructure, want to bring in more technology, it will make sense that you are meeting demand and you're serving customers well. So it will not make sense to the management not to do what they have to do to ensure that you remain competitive. So I'm not going to spend time discussing our horror customer service, but I know we've had several. I just want you to think about the horror customer service you've had. How did you feel? That is the way that we feel when we come to NIPOS and we are talking to somebody and somebody is on their chair eating granuts and behaving like it does not exist. When we're saying, excuse me, man, the person looks at you, or excuse me, sir, the person looks at you and continues talking. You don't know how terrible that makes people who came with their own money. It's not free now. Because at that point, I thought maybe NIPOS is free, but it's not. So why do you have to treat me less for my money? And I asked the question, when you go to places, you want to use their services, and I'll use bank in this context because every one of us has the bank account. I may not talk about other services. But imagine going there and they talk rudely. You won't like it. You say, with my own money, the next thing you threaten them, I want to take my money from my account. True of course, that's what we do. So, but now we have seen it that your citizens don't have a choice. It's NIPOS. Whether we do them well or not, they will always come back. That is the mindset that must change. If not for anything, for your personal goal and aspiration and your reputation as a human being, if not for anything, you do it for yourself. Don't do it for people, just do it for yourself. Do it for yourself that I like people to see me as somebody who embodies and represents NIPOST in a good light. That's it. So think about the bad customer service that you've had. How did that make you feel? Exactly how it makes you feel is exactly how we feel about your services. Now that we have had a little bit of chat, please, in one sentence, tell me, what is customer service? From this little thing that we spoke about. You can write on the chat, you can unmute yourself and tell us. Please, I hope you have our writing materials. Training is not only for you to come and listen. You will always forget. Jot things down so that if you need to go back to it, you go back to it. Don't tell yourself, you know, we are using Nigeria to say that our brain. No, I will remember it. By the time you walk from here to here, I guarantee you have forgotten it. So please write down if you can. So in one sentence, please tell me, what is customer service? Please write. Right. What is customer service? You can unmute yourself and tell me. You can write in the chat. Please, I have 71 people here. I want to be seeing 71 chats. But like, if people are not writing in the chat, it means they are not in this training. I want to believe. Anybody that is not writing this chat means they are not part of this training. So please help me and write. What is customer service in your own understanding? However you understand it, just tell me, what is customer service in your own understanding? What is it? Is customer service looking at somebody and they're looking at you? Tell me your understanding. However you understand it, however you find it to be, however you believe it, what is customer service? From the experiences you've had from other people, what do you consider customer service? What do we consider customer service? Okay, so I'm beginning to see comments. Please, let's write. If you're not sure, ask someone next to you. What is customer service? Someone says, treating and giving the customers the best value for their money, for the services. You know, we're in a starving economy, if I can use the words of label. We're in a starving economy. So you, in this starving economy, before you spend 1 naira, you must have done calculation. You must have looked for the best. You must have calculated who and who before you spend that money. So anybody that wants to pay a dime for anything must get value for their money. Strong value for their money. If you don't see no value, they won't pay. So someone says, customer service are the one in the front desk to attend to customers' inquiries, complaints, and information they need. False. So this definition is false because we think that customer service is only the people at the front desk. No. You experience customer service across the board of your work. And we're going to see how. We're going to see how. So please, customer service is not for front desk only. Customer service is for everybody. Finance, security. Okay, now tell me. If we say customer service is for people in front, who do customers meet before they walk into? Is it not the security? Is it not from the way? Have you not seen when you go somewhere and even the way the security treated you, you didn't bother entering the building again? True or false? So even the security are supposed to embody customer service. So it says customer service is a good way of attending to customers and make sure they are satisfied. I like the keyword. So you're not just attending to them, you are making sure that what? They are satisfied. Another comment says, excellent service delivery. Excellent service delivery. Excellent service delivery. What does it simply mean? That the service we offer them is excellent. excellent to the point where they are flabbergasted with NIPOST. I want us to do it, but if you people want to try whether what we're saying is true, let's just adjust our customer service for 1 week. Then maybe the digital team can decide to pay. Just pay maybe 1 day on LeadIKG or on Instablog and say, NIPOST has positioned and has improved this customer service to meet. We are now open to customer. Just that 1 day and see the type of requests that we're going to get. So someone said it means meeting the expectations of the people understand customer service, but you don't want to give it to them. I think the question now I'm going to ask now, why do we understand customer service, but we're not giving it? Because we all know from the way we have interpreted our responses here, it is very clear that we understand customer service, but we don't want to give it. So tell us why. Who is stopping us from giving customer service? Why do we not want to give good customer service when we know what it means? But I'm going to share a little bit of secrets about customer service. So all the responses I've gotten here, fantastic. We know what it means. So, but let me give you a clear, typical definition of customer service. Here, it says that customer service is the interaction between a customer and the organization or department. Did you hear that? Between the customer and organization. It is not between the customer and Nkiru. It is not between the customer and Daniel. It is not between the customer and Madam Ruth. Nkiru, Madam Ruth, Danielo, Adebayo, Bala, everybody is who? NIPOST. All of you are NIPOST. NIPOST is not by name. If I experience a bad service in the Ikeja branch, for example, I don't care about the other location. They are all the same. So customer service is not an individual thing. It's an organizational thing. And it says the interaction between a customer and organization before. So in this context, it may differ from NIPOST in different angles. Number one, sometimes it's because NIPOST has received an order from maybe, let's say I'm shipping something from China. And then NIPOST has received the order from the company who wants to ship it. Don't forget that company is NIPOST clients. So they are your clients. So you have different type of clients. So they're your clients. So you receive the order. And then when you ship them to Nigeria and I have to pick it up, then I'm also your customer. So it means before, during, and after using your service or purchase a product. That means before I use your service, you have served me in a comfortable manner. During that service, when I come into the store to want to send something, during the process of sending what I want to send, you are giving me the best customer service. And after, I don't think there's no way. Can we hear me, please? Can we still hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear here.
We can hear you very well.
Awesome. Okay. So it is the process of before, during, and after using the service. I can't say I know, but I don't think that I've picked up anything from NIPOST and then, you know, I got any message from NIPOST to say thank you for using our site. I don't think that has ever happened in my entire life, except people have it now. The people that I usually get a notification from is the company that I shipped to or that were shipping to me. In fact, I've never seen a time where a call was received from NIPOST and they say, oh, hi, you used our service last month or last 2 months, and we just want to know what your experience is. If you have any concerns, feedback you want to give us. I've never seen that in my life. I've never seen a place where they sent out a survey to people that used the service and say, please tell us, what do you feel about our service? I've never seen that. So customer service is the interaction of a customer and your organization before, during, and after using your service. Now, what does it mean? Some people said here that customer service means Okay, someone said, sorry, I'm hearing that my audio is very poor. Please, can we hear me? Because
Yes,
people
we
are
can.
saying my, okay, yeah, just to be sure that it's not from my end, please.
We can hear
So-
you clearly.
Okay, thank you. So if you want to look at, somebody said customer service means delivering an exceptional service. I read it here. Now, what does exceptional service mean? What does exceptional service mean? Exceptional service means that customers, customers were treated in a way that when they left NIPOST, they felt fulfilled and valued. You know, when somebody leaves and say, wow, NIPOST did a great job, I'm going to come back here. Or NIPOST did a good job, I am going to refer them. Or someone said, I got value for my money, that I sent an item and it got to the place where it's supposed to go without missing. I can't count the amount of times that people have said they sent item through NIPOST and it disappeared into thin air and nothing is done about it. Is this how we want to retain customers? The answer is no. It says exceptional service is when a customer is grateful. Hey, how many customers have walked into NIPOST and the way the service was, they were thanking you. Thank you so much, madam, without paying money, without giving you tips, or without paying money. How many times have customers come in and say, hey, I am so grateful. Thank you. You were very helpful. How many times have customers said that? But how many times have you gone somewhere and you said that to the business that offered you service? Their type of service that you get, you are thanking them for the service. Who agree with me? The type of service you get, you're thanking customers. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate. I like you're thanking them. When was the last time? Or if I say when was the last time, it seems like it was happening. Has it ever been the case where customers are grateful to you, to the organization, for prompt and helpful service? Without tips, or without money, or without paying extra. How many people have used NIPOST and they looked forward to coming back to NIPOST? If there are 100 customers, I can tell you for sure that 90% don't look forward to coming back. The only people that look forward to coming back is people that don't have option. Just like you, there are certain places that you use their services because you don't have an option. The moment you find an alternative, you are off. So if our customers are not coming back to the organization again, we have failed in delivering exceptional customer service. If our customers are not grateful for the services, we have failed as an organization. If the customers are not fulfilled, they don't feel valued when they walk into NIPOST office, I can tell you, we have offered a terrible customer service. Then most importantly, did you see this last line? If customers do not tell others about your organization, forget it. If people don't say, go and use NIPOST now. How many times have people referred customers to NIPOST? It may be only employees that are working inside NIPOST because they can call each other to make sure that that product gets to whoever. So if people cannot tell other people about your organization, there's something I tell my clients all the time that we tell in our organization that 75% of our clients are through referrals. That means people tell other people about our organization. So we spend, in fact, the money we spend on general advertisements, when we compare it to the real-time customer that comes in, is mostly referral. I told you, customer service training is not for NIPOST. It is not for your manager. It is not for the federal government. It is for you. Your personal growth, your personal aspiration. Whether you don't have interest in having a business or running a business, your spouse may be running a business, your children may decide to be entrepreneurial. If you don't embody that, people learn a lot from you. I can tell you, me as a colleague, as somebody that leads some people learn from me. So I'm very careful about the things I do because I know they learn from me. Because sometimes this attitude that we have taken, this bad attitude we have taken to the workplace, we also bring it back at home. Even our neighbors know that this one. So we don't have to sit down here and call it customer service grammar before we know that customer service is what we need. Customer service is very important. Very, very important. So just a few quotes. I think we may want to, well, I'm not sure if we need to have a break or should we go ahead? Please let me know if we need to have any break in between.
I think we could take the break. This is so much revelation, so much education that I feel they might need a bit of moment to assimilate.
Okay, so do you want to take a break? So how many minutes break?
A break will be fine for them to just stretch out a bit. Most of the people here are elder citizens, so a break will be fine.
Okay, so yes, because we're going to be applying the 55-5 rule actually, where, you know, they said sitting ahead, just a little bit of education. Sitting is a terrible thing. Sedentary life is a terrible thing. So please, whether your role involves a lot of sitting down, when you sit for 55 minutes, stretch for 5 minutes, get up, move around, stretch, please. The reason for so many deadly diseases are actually sedentary life, sitting. So in another 1 or 2 minutes, please, let's stand. Stand. You know, stand. You may want to raise your hand. You may want to bend, do whatever it is, and then we'll just sit back. Please, feel free to do that. Feel free to do that. And our time is going to count in the next, once it's 12:29, we are back. Please don't exit the meeting. Please don't exit the meeting. Make sure you're here. Today is a day for us to move to another dimension. Personally, like I keep saying, it's for your personal growth. Forget about, pretend as if we're not talking about NIPOS here. You're here to learn for yourself. Okay? So please, as much as possible, stretch if you can. Stretch if you can. All right. So I will share some quotes, a little bit of quotes. It says, our greatest asset is the customer. Treat each customer as if they are the only one. This one, if it's, people say, Nigeria will say it's Lori, how do people say it to Yoruba? Lori or something like that. That's how they say it. So it means that this is non-existent in our organization. Where it says, treat each customer as if they are the only one. Treat each customer as if they are the only one. It says, do what you do so well that they will want to see it again and bring their friends. There is nothing wrong with, in fact, the things that used to make people sit up is when they see that somebody is doing customer service so well that everybody wants to go to them. You see everybody will sit up. I remember one organization where they have an airplane. So an airplane is like they have the restaurant in an airplane. And then when I was reading the reviews online, in fact, sometimes as employees, take out your phone, type NIPOS reviews and read for yourself what people are writing about, about NIPOS. I think it can also help us. Just go on Google and type NIPOS review. You can type NIPOS review generally. You can type NIPOS Anambra. You can type NIPOS Lagos. Sit down and read what people are saying about you. And like I told you, all those things they are writing about NIPOS is a representation of everybody here. That's the truth. So don't think I'm not like that. That's not true. Whatever they've written about NIPOS is you. So I don't know if you care about your personal brand. I don't know if you have other aspirations in life. I don't know the plans you have for yourself. But if there are negative reviews in NIPOS, that is what you represent. Sometimes the customer will say, they walk in and say, oh, please, I want to know. And can I do? Say, I don't know, madam, I don't know. What do you mean by you don't know? Customer service, I don't have the answer, but I will find it. That is what makes you exceptional. If you don't know, is it the customer that we know? Is the customer working with NIPOS to know? If I ask you questions related to NIPOS and it's not your department, you refer me to where I will get the information. You direct me to who knows. Not tell me I don't know. That is one language that we hear all the time. Hey, madam, please, please, I just want to know, if you send this from here to from Lagos to Maiduguri, where can I get it? Okay, I don't know. I don't know where you can get it. Just go home. Whenever NIPOS calls you, you will know. There's nothing wrong with giving estimates. There's nothing wrong with giving information. Because you expect it. And the worst part of it is that we don't like what we're giving others. If you go somewhere else now, you ask them a question, they tell you they don't know. You be like, what do you mean you don't know? Are you not working here? Are you not supposed to know? But if customers tell you that, you don't want to hear it. And most importantly, what did you read in the next box? If we don't take care of our customers, someone else will. If you don't take care of your customers, GIG will. If you don't take care of your customers, GoCada will. If you don't take care of your customers, Sandbox will. If you don't take care of your customers, GUO and the rest will. So if the customers are not important to you people, no problem. Then what are we doing? But imagine coming to work and sitting from morning till night and no customer work. That is the boringest type of life work that you have. The essence of work. Why did work? In fact, the word work, why did it come into existence? Because they want people to think and solve a problem. So imagine coming to work morning till evening, Monday to Friday. Customers don't walk into your establishments. How can you grow? People grow from conversations. People get information from conversations. It is only when customers walk in and out of your store, that is when you get information. That's when you develop. That's when you are updated with trends that are happening. Not when you are sitting down. If you think I come to the morning, I sit till evening. If you think that is life, like I said, except there is nothing else you want to do in this life rather than retire from NIPOS and go to your house and sleep. If that is the only thing you want to do, no problem. But if you want to do more outside of NIPOS, you must get out of your comfort zone and go the extra mile for customers and listen to them and have conversations with them and welcome them in. Some people say, I'm not in marketing department now, so it's not my business. It's not my business to find customers. That's not true. It is your business. Because if the government says we can't afford to keep keeping NIPOS, let's shut it down, you will go. So it's your business. If NIPOS is profitable, it's your business. If NIPOS is passing through loss, it's your business. If you go to a place where you know that you can sell the services of NIPOS, you tell them, I work in NIPOS. If you want to deliver something, please come to NIPOS. The person can tell you all the experiences in NIPOS, tell them, no, this time around we have changed. If you think I'm lying, try us one more time. The world is moving so fast. It is only people who are moving that will join the moving train. If you're not moving, you will not get informed. If you're not moving, you will not get educated. If you're not moving, you will not get opportunities. If we don't take care of our customer, who will? Somebody else will. I believe we already know that, so there's no need stressing so much on them. So we want to look at why customer service. I know we've said many things. Of course, customer service is redefining the business landscape. I talked about it. Customer service will determine what you produce. Customer service will determine what you sell. So if you don't have good customer service, whether you have products sitting out there, you're wasting your time. In fact, it's possible that NIPOS is delivering in less than 3 days. But because the customer service is bad, customers are not interested. We are not interested as a public. We are not interested. I would rather go and pay, what's the name of this company? I'd rather go and pay this company 50,000 naira to ship something for me than to pay NIPOS 15,000 naira to ship it. Customer service. I've told you people that the difference between the other companies and NIPOS is customer service. So when people keep saying civil service or government-defined agency can be the most profitable organizations in Nigeria if everybody puts their mind to do the work. yes, employees are assets. Okay, you all are assets because if you're not there, there's nothing to be done. But imagine when you are there and there's still nothing done because we don't even know what we are supposed to be doing. So customers are your biggest assets, while you are also an asset. You as employees are assets, but without the customer, being an asset is of no use. I'm not sure if this is true or false for NIPOS, but as far as I know, in the private sector, customer pays all our salaries, wages, and bonuses. I don't know whether, maybe for NIPOS, whether you could do or not, the federal government will pay. But like I said, we can even get more if we are sustainable as a business, if we are sustainable as an organization, if we are sustainable as an agency. Some of the things they are talking about starving wouldn't be your business because the agency has enough to sustain what they are doing and even do more. A customer will go where they have the best attention. A customer will go only where they are attended to. I don't go to places I'm not welcome. I am not welcomed in NIPOS. I am not going. I go to places I'm welcome. I walk into NIPOS, everybody just sitting there. I say, good afternoon. Nobody's answering. Good morning, sir. They don't go answer. And then I say, oh, guys, yeah, I'm greeting. And I say, hey, okay, hey. Is that welcoming? I won't come back. I've told you that the next generation are Gen Z, people who are under 26. They don't have time. They don't have time for you people. If they come in and then they see that people don't represent what they think they want to work, they are off the next minute. They don't have patience. They would rather leave that thing they want to send than stand any disrespect. That is where this generation is. It doesn't make it perfect, but that's the truth. That's why I said we must move as the world is moving. If by the end of this year, NIPOS looks at its revenue and they can't even make 1% of what they should be making, why will any reasonable organization or federal government want to keep such an agency? Let them shut it down. It's not useful. They'll rather go and buy shares in public or private organizations that are doing what they have structure. And you know the worst part? A customer may have a good experience. And they will, maybe when they want to tell people, they will be able to tell only one person or two persons, or they may not even come out and say it at all. You will not even hear it. NIPOS have delivered good service. You will not hear from the customer. But you see, the day that NIPOS delivers the terrible service, 1 million people will watch it on social media. Hi, everybody. As you can see, I am currently in front of NIPOS. I came in and, everybody's carrying their phone. This woman here, her name is Madam Nancy. She did this, she did that. 1 million people will hear about the terrible service that you have offered. So negative customer service spreads more than positive. If that guy, this guy that I'm telling you that sent a watch, that was sent a watch to Nigeria, and then he got it and it was swapped. If that phone, if that watch was sent and it was the same watch, you will not see it on social media. He may not tell as many people. He can just tell his friends. Maybe some people who are close by and say, if you want to send something, send with NIPOS, they are very reliable. In less than how many minutes or in less than how many days, I got my package. But immediately he saw that his item was swapped for another thing. He went on social media. And on that social media, over 1 million people watched that video. So imagine 1 million people out of the 30-something million people that are on the internet, on social media. Imagine what it means. Do you know what it means to reach 1 million people? Do you know what it means for 1 million people to know about your product and services? That's a lot of number. If you are doing physical training or if you're doing physical marketing and you want to market to 1 million people, it may take you 1 year to market to 1 million people. But imagine in less than 30 minutes, in less than 1 hour, 1 million people have seen. Don't forget, the people that saw it today, there are people who are not on social media that will come tomorrow. There are people that will come next week. That's why you see a video that was posted on YouTube today with 200 views. By the time you go back in the next 10 years, that video has over 10 million views. So people are going to keep seeing it. So 7 out of 10 complaining customers will do business with you again if you resolve the complaints in their favor. Sometimes when there is an issue, we don't even try to resolve it. we just turn off our hearts like we cannot resolve a problem. Part of customer service is to help to resolve the complaint. There's nothing wrong with customers coming in and being happy with you. That's why you see customers even want to buy. Say, no, I'm going here. I want to get this for this, but I want to give you. So I'm not saying that anybody should give you anything, but you must be that good for people to want to willingly dash you stuff. If you have never received something at free will, you did not ask them for anything, if you've never received something because somebody liked the way you attended to them, then you have a terrible customer service. So my question, how many companies of the 80s are still surviving today? Many of them are not. Why? Customer service. They refuse to evolve. We think we have monopoly. People say, no matter what, other federal government are still using us. We still have customers. Watch and see. It gets to a point where the customers you think you had, you don't have them. Remember, customer service is the differentiator of what? Every organization. Now, I want to follow part of the things that I think someone brought our attention to it when we spoke about. She said customer service is the people in the front desk. So now I want us to know that we have two types of customers. We have two types of customers. We have the internal customers and we have the external customers. So if you think that the only customer you're talking about now is external, no, we have two of them. Two of them are the people you interact with within your organization. Admin, or what do you call it? Admin is a customer of finance because admin has to take their request and finance needs to release money for that. Customer service are customers of, I don't know, is it the dispatchers? I don't know how it works. Yeah, the dispatchers or the packaging people. So you interact with them. So you can't give a perfect customer service if your internal customer service is not working. Your internal customer service has to work. Your internal customer service has to work. So most importantly, what or who are your internal customers? We have to identify that first. Then secondly, who are your external customers? The external customers are the people that come to the organization to purchase what? Goods and services, that come to use your goods and services. So these customers depend on you. They depend on you meeting their delivery timeline. They depend on you giving them quality. They depend on you being accurate in your work. There are some times that even when people that work in NIPOS send something, there's so much error, no accuracy, no details, and they are unapologetic for it. Thank God I've experienced NIPOS, because if I did not experience it, maybe I'll be painting my words today. But thank God I've experienced, so I can give you first-hand customer information. So please, within departments, we are all each other's customer. We must treat each other as like though we are customers. You must value the work this other department does. You must know that these people leverage on you to get their work done. So I want us to write, please write, who are your internal customers? Inside where you work, your department, who are the people that you relate with? Who are your internal customers? Who are your external customers? Please, you can write that on the chat. Tell me, who are your internal customers? Who are the people that you work with? Who are the people that you're responsible for? And who are your external customers? Right. Who? Absolutely. I like the comments. I like the comments we have here. Someone says, how do we expect the customer to come back and inform others when an item sent to Jamaica has spent a year on transit? That is ridiculous. In fact, it is something that we can't even see outside. You can't even tell it to anybody. So who are your internal customers? Please tell me. Who are your internal customers and who are your external customers? I mentioned it above that internal customers are people you may interact or serve. Who are the people you serve within the organization? And then the external are the people that come to the organization to use our products and services. So please tell me, who do you serve in your organization? Who do you serve? Who are the people you're serving? People that come to you to get services done. Who are they? Okay, someone says postmen, counter officers, accountants, and audit are your internal customers. Okay. Someone says human resources and the writing duty department are your customers. Please write, oh, write. Right. If you need help, ask, please. Go to where you have the chat box, you can see it. It has some pop-up red, some numbers that are up there. It is a place for you to write. So someone says their internal customers are the postmen and the counter people. So that means they come to you, they rely on you to get their work done. So they are also your customers. So don't only see customer service from people who are working in. No, it's also people who you work with internally. There are some people in NIPOS, if I throw a pool now and ask, are there internal customers or are there internal department that stops you from getting your work done? I'm sure they will say there are many of them. Okay, someone says my customers are external. Okay, someone says my customers are new colleagues. So maybe you're responsible for upgrading them and putting them through. Okay. So please know that there are two areas to customer service, the internal and the external. So please, even as we go back after this session, always know that I have internal customer service representatives. Always know that I have people who I'm responsible for. And it's my duty to serve them properly. It's my duty to make sure that I give them the information they need. It is my duty to provide them with the tools that they need. It is my duty to ensure that everything that has to do with them getting their job done that comes from me, I do it to the best of my ability. So whether we are fighting internally, whether we are dragging each other internally, please note that if you don't have internal customer service, you cannot give external. There's something they usually say. They say inside, inside has to look good first before you go outside. So if you don't recognize your customers, if you don't treat them as though they're your customers, you can't give what you don't have. So recognize your internal customers. Have a good, all these things we're saying, have a good relationship with them. Make sure that they feel valued when you attend to them. Make sure they are happy. They come back and they thank you and they say, Sister Gloria, thank you very much. Sister this person, thank you so much. Brother who, I appreciate your help. Know your customers. Someone else says, my internal customers are finance and account, engineering and technical and legal services also. So those are your customers. So to you for internal work that requires assistance, you're telling them, I don't have time for this. You're not representing good customer service. Know your customers, internal and external. Now, let's look at a typical example. I know this may not really tell off on what we like to eat. I know we have the Gen X people here. We have the baby boomers here. We also have millennials here. But for the purpose of this, we're going to use the, what's it called? We're going to use the pizza as a representation. So for example, a good service, or what are we offering that's not making us a good service? Please, if you can't hear me, let me know. Right. Okay, so I can be heard. So a good service is when the customer gets treatment that meets his or her expectation. Just the way you put something. Some of you shop online now. Somebody sent you a picture of the clothes. Maybe they sent you a picture of the clothes from Turkey and then you look at it, you select. When those clothes arrive, you expect them to look exactly the way you saw it on the pictures, true or false? So if they don't, then your expectations were not met. So a customer expects a pizza that looks like this, and when the pizza comes, it's exactly what they saw. A bad service is when a customer requests for a pizza and then something halfway comes. Because sometimes this is what we see in Naples. Sometimes they send something. Before it gets to us, half of it is torn. Some of the items are missing. The carton is so squeezed. In fact, sometimes they even come out wet, as the case may be. So it's a bad service. People expect to get exactly what they paid for or what they're expecting. Anything short of that is what is a bad service. Now, what do we call excellent service? Excellent service is when a customer orders for pizza. And what did they get? They got exactly what they asked for, plus what? Coke. What does that mean? It means I have exceeded. So exceeding means that as somebody who is the courier person, right? A customer has paid and what, and then I come and then I meet them, right? And then, because some of us, they just stop in front of the gate and then they call and say, how do they even say it? Madam, calm down. You know, the madam says, oh, please, can you open the gate and walk in? You say, madam, I'm not opening. I'm not saying that you have to open. You know, sometimes you have to consider security as well. But there are certain things that needs extra. Sometimes it may be an elderly person who is expecting an item. And then you bring that out and then you help them take it to a place that allows them to take it from there. That is excellent service. So nobody says you should add something. Nobody says you add physical cash or add code for them, add anything. What we are saying is make sure it's extra. Go the extra mile. That you serve the customer, you call the customer, or maybe a customer works in, and then they take all their details. You ask them, is there anything else you need help with? It is the extra. It means you want to know. Is there something else that they want to ask you, but they don't know whether if they ask you, you're going to sweat for them. You know, there are times you come into a public organization, you want to say something, but because we already know that, civil servant, no, I don't want to say it. Because they'll be like, do I look like, are you the one paying me? Some of them may even say it. So we expect excellent service. That's what we expect. But customers are even saying, if Naples can even give us good service to start with, we can even manage. And then we can talk about excellent later. So, but if we're getting bad service consistently, then it means that what has happened, we are going to never, ever be able to please our customers. We'll never be able to keep them. We'll never be able to satisfy them. Please, Bala, let me know when there's an activity rundown that we need to have. But yeah, in the time being, you know, I'll just get going. So please know that there are 3 types of service. You have the good customer service, you have the bad service, and you have the excellent service. So ask yourself, where do I fall in? But please do me a favor and start from good service. I will say it till this session ends. Whatever service you offer is a representation of who you are. It's a representation of what you're going to get, and it's a representation of where you are going. If you give bad service, you meet bad services. If you give good services, you meet good services. If you give excellent services, you will meet excellent services plus opportunities. So let's see. Let's watch this video. I just hope we'll be able to hear it, but let's watch and see. I'm not sure if it's going to play, but please let me know if you can hear it.
I think the audio is low.
Okay.
Okay, last stop of the day. Hypothesis next. Hey, how's it going? Excuse me. I didn't find hypothesis. Do you know where that is? Can't really help you out with that, but I'm sure you can find somebody down in aisle 4 to help you. Yeah, just over there. On the shelf. Oh, okay. So this. Hey, you guys. My dad knows what this is.
Over there.
Okay, so
Okay,
I
well,
think the
I
volume
haven't
is
done
low, but I'll be able to explain.
Oh, and that's all you need to know.
Excuse me. Department, or are they? Oh. Or is it okay if I just use a brush from home? Yeah, it's good.
Talma, please can we have the audio up a bit? It's quite low.
Yes.
What? Gotta tell somebody about this.
So I think I've tried to increase that, but let me just explain what has happened. I'm sorry if you're unable to hear it, but I'll just explain just to save time. So what has happened here is that he went into a store. He went into a store and wanted to buy something, and then he saw somebody who was stocking the shelf, and then he asked the person, and then he said to the person, "Where can I find XYZ?" The person pointed somewhere and said, "Oh, go there." Right? Now, typically, an exceptional customer service that somebody has asked for something. I don't know, where can I get this? Going extra mile means walking the person to the place and say, okay, this is the section, not just pointing. If you're pointing, you have to be very sure that, okay, the person gets the description of where you're pointing towards. So he left the first person. He also came across a second person who was also stocking the shelf, and he asked the guy and said, "Where can I get XYZ?" The guy just pointed somewhere, and for him to say where, the guy had already walked off. He did not even wait for him. He did not even hear from him. He just walked off. Right? And then when he now got to the counter, he managed to pick the thing. He also got to the counter. He asked the counter a question. The counter ignored and said she doesn't know, or that I shouldn't ask her that type of question. So the guy left angry. And what did he do? Immediately he went into his car. He said, "You know what? I am so upset to these people, and somebody must hear about these guys." So he immediately took a picture of the mall and put it up on social media, sharing about his bad experience. I've said it over time that bad experiences would take so much. Bad experiences would actually lead organizations into shutting down because they have the most views, they have the most hears. People hear them a lot than they hear the positive part. So now let's tie customer service to positive attitude, because we have looked at customer service from all angles. How can we achieve customer service? And we realize that to achieve customer service, there has to be positive attitude. And what did we do? We realized that it is good to have skills. I know we say something like KSAs, that's knowledge, skills, attitude, or abilities. So we put this into numbers. You can see A to Z, and you can see 1 to 26. And it says here that your skills is 82%. So this is what the typical skill that is required of you. The typical skill the organization requires from you, or the skill that you require anywhere in the world where you're working. It says 82% of the skill is enough. 96% of knowledge is enough. 98% of work, fantastic. But you see attitude. So what happened here is A. A is 1. T, if you look at the alphabet, T is 20. Another T is 20. I, if you look at I here, I is 9. T is 20. U is 21. D is 4. E is 5. And then by the time they merged attitude and the numbers, what did he give? 100%. Attitude is everything. Attitude is everything we need. You see that the mantra now is hire for attitude, train for skills. So right now, when people are looking for who will work for them, when organizations are looking for people that will work, they're looking for people who have the right attitude. Because they can train you for skills, but they can't train you for attitude. If your attitude is bad, nobody can train you to correct your attitude.
We can't hear you again.
Thelma, are you still there? I think her network is
Yeah, I think
down.
so. Yeah, I think so. That's it.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for staying put in the class. As much as this is very revealing, it also feels like we're being, it's a wake-up call, and I hope we take it in the most positive form so that we can have our personal growth and also have an organizational growth alongside. It's important we take home most of the points that have been stated here, and also the examples too. Very, very important. Okay, I think Thelma is back. Okay, she's still out. So in a minute or two, we'll be having a bit of stretches and a bit of distraction from the intensity of the class. So please just stay put. I think Thelma is back.
Okay, so in 2 minutes, right? Okay.
Yes, please.
All right, so in 2 minutes, we're going to have the activity ongoing. So I mentioned that attitude is what? Attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. Give us the attitude. Forget about your hard work. Well, not like forget, but know that they are minimal. But let people see that you're interested in helping them. Let people see you're interested in seeing them get the service that they require. Attitude is everything. What is attitude? The way we talk, the way we look at people, our body language, the way we speak, what we say with our mouths, how people perceive us. So our attitude is very key. So what are the qualities? Like I keep saying, customer service is not only the people that have been employed as customer service officials or customer service personnel. Every single one of us should have the attributes of a customer service personnel, because attention to details is not only for customers. It's not only for those who are serving customers. As a finance person, you must know how to pay attention to every 1 and 2 numbers that you're calculating. When people complain to you, how do you manage complaints? There are some people here that we can't handle. When somebody complains about it, okay, you too complain. That's what you're telling customer. Or that's what you're telling your internal customer. You must learn to manage complaints. People will complain. If people are not happy about what they are paying for, they will complain. You must know how to handle issues. You must understand that customers are the reason why we are here. You must know how to solve problems. You must know how to plan and organize yourself. Organize your work. What is stakeholder management? Is not the bigger part. Just learning to interact with the different levels of people. Whether it's your management, whether it's your board, whether it's government, you must know how to interact. You must know how to speak, that people can want to have a conversation with you. You must have the knowledge of the business. That's why I said you must know everything about the vision, the mission, the products of our company. Where does NIPOST go to? Where do they not go to? Knowledge of the business, knowledge of the company, knowledge of the product and services, knowledge of what is legally compliant here. What are the agreements we are signing with our customers? We can't tell our customers that their items will get to them in 1 month, and 1 year later they haven't got it. It's a breach of an agreement. So know the knowledge of whatever it is, so you know how it comes out in your work. Attitude. Are you patient? You have to be patient. Be patient with other people. Everybody is not on your level. Be patient. Keep your problem at home. Customers are not the reason why maybe you gave your child money to go and buy something, and then the money got missing on the road and you're angry. It's not the fault of the customer. They shouldn't get the blame. Show courtesy. Speak to them like they are human beings. Speak to them like they matter. Speak to them like they are paying money for the service you're offering. Commit to your work. Be honest. Be professional. Yeah? Appear professional. Talk to them professionally. Represent NIPOST in a good light. Let people take out the whole negative content that we already have, that we've clouded our mind with. Be that representation of what NIPOST wants to represent. So please, these are not only for customer service professionals, it's also for all of us, each and every one of us. Like I keep saying, if you have good customer service skills, there is no position you cannot occupy. Because there's no position that does not need communication and customer service skills. There's no position on earth that don't need those 2 skills. So you must know how to communicate and you must know how to interact. So at this point, I'm going to let Bala have the few minutes to run his activity. Are we on board? Are we on board? Please confirm to me that we're on board. Is this working? Is this working? Are we getting the best out of it? No, Bala, let me not hear from you. Let me hear from the rest. Please, is this session boring? Is this a waste of your time? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. If it's a waste of your time, please tell me. If it's not a waste of your time, tell me. Bala, over to you before we come back. Please stay, oh, don't leave, oh. We have gifts for people who stay throughout this session. Thank you.
I would answer that for you again, since you did once before. It's actually not a waste of time. Very, very educative and very direct. It is, well, sometimes I forget within the class that it is my ogas and senior colleagues that you are addressing. Thelma, well done. Well done. But truth be told, it is customer service. And then if we must move forward as an organization who is determined to go, we have to take these things into consideration, implement them in the best possible way that suits us. So thank you so much, our distinguished senior colleagues, director, deputy directors, SPMs, and senior managers and supervisors. Thank you so much for staying with. This is actually one of the online classes in NIPOST that I see that the number of participants in class has not really fluctuated that much. It has been within the same range. So it means there's something right, something good that is going on. Thank you so much, Thelma. So quickly, we shall just be taking a bit of a breather. Just take a minute or some seconds to just stretch out a bit, to just calm your head down. Thelma has been giving us back to back to back to back, but we all need this to get a greater and better NIPOST. So in a few seconds, we shall be taking a social media expo that highlights some of these things that Thelma has stated in her teachings. You would see real life examples of this thing as it affects our organization in the social media space. So please, in 2 seconds, we shall be continuing with the social media expo. I will be sharing my screen with you for that. I hope we are good. We are good in Port Harcourt. We are good in Lagos. We are good in Abuja. We are good in Borno. I saw SPM Enugu somewhere. Welcome. Thank you so much. SPM Jos, thank you for joining us. SPM Plateau. Yeah, Plateau is Jos. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, so I'll be sharing my screen for, I hope we can all hear me. please type in the chat session if you can actually hear me. Thank you so much. All right. So, all right. All right, please, can we all see my screen? Kindly give a thumbs up or say yes in the chat session if you can actually see my screen. All right, so well, I'm taking you on a social media expo themed Embrace, Learn, and Grow. This is just to distract you a bit from the class, but not to take you totally away too. My name is Abdul Bala. I'm from the ICT department. I'm privileged to serve in the social media team. So this presentation is being done on behalf of NIPO's social media team by my humble self. So if, in case you've been hearing it as a rumor before, or you are not too sure, there's actually a team called the social media team in the Nigerian Postal Service, and our duty has always been to be at the forefront of the fight for a better customer service. So kindly work with me in this class. So it's Embrace, Learn, and Grow. So just look at these pictures on the screen. We'll come back to this, and also the next slide. We'll come back to this in a few seconds. Just look at it and imagine what comes to your mind the first time you see this. And I'm saying this specific because most of us here, from the survey in the registration by participant, none of us here in this category is less than level 12. So it's from level 12 and above, and some of the level 10s have already started taking managerial roles. So that's Facebook. Just take a look at it. And then also this next slide. Now, I think Thelma tried touching a bit about this, but here is the real life example, because we are at the forefront, on the social media team, at the forefront of seeing these things. So I'll move my mouse to the picture on your right. I hope it's the one on your right, was the post by a customer regarding his watch. This was just 3 or 4 days ago, that he sent a watch from the USA to Nigeria via USPS, and it arrived in Lagos, but someone at NIPOST, swapped it with a Lagos Island watch, and he posted it. And then Thelma said it was over 1 million. Yes, it was actually over 2 million. At the time of taking this screenshot, it's 2.5 million. That's 2.5 million potential customers seeing that seen a report about us that they actually swapped or tampered with their item. Now, there's also another thing about it. There are 2 sides to a story. So that is where we're also going into about the importance of social media space. Now, he reported this as a potential customer. So we never knew what his intention was, or whatever it is. It could be true and it couldn't have been true. What was the next step? The next step was to respond to him. But we'll come back to this. Just look at it. So he sent to the watch, and the watch got swapped. Now, underneath it, you would also see a comment that there was a time when those who want to send shoes that will pass through the talons of NIPOS separate the pairs and send them separately, like 1 month interval. You send different colors and design, so that at least if they are taking one today, if you send the 2, they will not take one from it and leave you with one. But that's that. Then the picture on the left is for, that one is quite funny. If your mother works at NIPOST Area 1, just know that she's a thief. SPM Abuja, please. So we're calling your attention to somebody's mother that works at NIPOST Area 1. Now that a client sent back a gold jewelry from the US using NIPOST, it arrived Abuja and no one called. After about 2 weeks, we went to NIPOST Area 1, and this woman denied receiving our package and asked us to go to NIPOST Area 10. Area 10 couldn't find it, and then they sent us back to the woman at Area 1. After many back and forth, a director from the headquarters, thank you so much, Oga Director, if you are with us on the platform, had to give us a note to hand over to the woman. And immediately she read the note, she opened her drawer and gave us the package. It was in her drawer all this while. Thieves. Most staffs at NIPOS are thieves. Now, remember when Thelma said, it is the first impression that we give to these customers. So they just concluded all of us are thieves at NIPOS. So whether we work at the corporate headquarters, whether we work in Benin, the single action of a staff at Area 1 has managed to spoil our image, has managed to give us a bad image in the public, and also there's no data for that. That tweet also garnered so much attention and it went viral. But we'll come back to this. So what is social media now proper? I have just around 4 minutes. Thank you, Thelma, for this class, and I will try as much as possible to go through it fast and possible so we can get back to class. What is social media? Social media refers to online platforms and applications that enable users to create, share, and exchange content, ideas, and information in virtual communities and networks. Very simple. That is social media. And now you see, nowadays, you see, well, for some of our elder citizens here, that we spend so much time on our phones. And now, if not for the advent of social media, tell me what you would actually be doing on your phone for as long as you spend on them lately. So social media refers to an online platform and application that enables users to create, share, and exchange content, ideas in a virtual community. It makes it feel real, like you're seeing it and you're feeling like you're there. So what is the difference between traditional media and social media? So we have traditional media, which is the TV, radio, and the rest of them. But what differentiates or distinguishes social media from the traditional media? It's very, 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 very simple. It is defined by the level of interaction available to the customer at the time. For instance, you might see something on the TV, and probably it's something that resonates with you at the moment, but there's no way for you to send the comments. There's no way for you to like. There's no way for you to even post anything regarding that story on the TV or the one you heard on the radio. But social media has made it easy for you to be a part of conversations that stir your interest. So it is defined by the level of interaction available to the customer, to the consumer at the time. So the common link among all forms of social media is that content is supplied and managed by individual users who leverage the tools and platforms provided by the social media site. So the way the information comes to someone who is used to using Facebook might not be the same way the information comes to someone who is using Twitter or X, and someone who is using LinkedIn, or another person who is using WhatsApp that we all do. So notice that even this training that is going on, so it's taking place in a virtual space. So the world has moved from a space where we need to be too physical, not that physical has been taken out totally, too physical, to a space where we can be connected even if we are far apart by distance. Now, the role of social media in governance. Now, there were some points when this whole social media thing was gaining weight in NIPOS, and then some people just jettisoned it, and they're like, social media, what does it do? What does it do? How does it come? So some people do not really know how impactful or how important social media is, and has also been considered by government. So take a look at this analysis. So this is an analysis done of participants that are registered for this current training. So we still have the officers in the junior cadre, and then we have the senior supervisors, managers, and directors here. So if you look this first one here, you see applicants according to their experience in service. You see that 214 out of the total of around 490 something that registered for this are in the entry level. 214, that's more than half, are in entry level. then 115 are in developing, and then senior citizens are 93, and then experienced are 83. So we see from the data collected from just the forms you fill, we can actually see the trajectory to which the organization is going age-wise. We're now seeing that we have more of junior staffs that are inexperienced and lesser of senior staffs that are also going out. So also which of the following video conferencing tools can you use? This was determinant to why we ended up using Zoom for this class. Normally we would probably say Google Meet, but we see that a higher percentage of the participants said it was Zoom that they were used to. So and that's why. So social media and then the virtual space also helps organizations to make informed decisions about which way to manage organizations. Also, government institutions such as the presidency, EFCC, FIRS, and even the police understood early enough the importance of social media in government to citizens relationship, that G2C relationship, and they adopted it earlier. So we would see an example of this. This was the Nigerian Police Force post this Saturday, last Saturday that passed. So the police came on and said, Saturdays are for weddings. Drip your drip and look fine. But remember, safety first. Shine your eyes no matter the time. Party with joy, but try and make you no cause wahala. But if he solve, we go there to settle the kasala. And if our men come shit for church, don't forget to reach out. We go come flush them. I beg, if you see something, try make you yarn something. And then they also added some hotlines below the tweets and also public complaint lines. Now you see, in one tweet, the police were able to establish a relationship. This is not the usual relationship that me and you share with the police. Me and you know, say, if we see police like this, we go first arrange ourselves. You understand? But they tried also to communicate in a language that is understood by most of us. And what made this possible? Social media. Underneath that tweet, someone came in and said, I beg you, if I need find better police babe for this weekend, make we patronize our officers too. And then jokingly, the handler of the police handle said, find police babes full station. Go make your choice. May you find that which you are looking for. Now that's very sarcastic, but the message was passed in it. And then usually you would expect the police to be very, very formal. But what is the essence of being too formal when communication is not established? And also there were other comments that were underneath that same tweet. Now, government have been on the track for social media since a long time. So it's not like it's today that we are trying to say, okay, do social media. Section 6, 17, 18, and 32 of the NIDA Act in 2007 established a social media framework and guideline for public institutions, not for private citizens, for public institutions, which the key points were dissemination of information, public engagement for formulation of public policy, sensitize the public on government policies, and also obtain feedback. The feedback part is the most important part for social media because it's feedback that organizations use to help better their services. I'm actually out of time, but just a minute, and then I'll just rush you and run you through. What are the benefits of social media quickly? Now, if you look here, you see just a couple of people on their phones, and then it just feels like they're having a good time. But these are an example of social media managers. So social media managers are typically responsible for setting content strategy and driving engagement on an agency's social media platform. And right here in NIPOS, it is the NIPOS social media team, which is the NSMT, that is at the forefront of that. Now, we have not had this established for a long time, but when the Postmaster General came in, she understood the need and also the importance for social media presence as an effective tool in providing effective customer service, and then empowered and established us to be able to function properly in an administrative setting. So what are the benefits of social media proper? Brand awareness. We're able to put ourselves out there. NIPOS has enjoyed continuous negative public image for a long time. And then we needed to change that that notion about NIPOS, but it can't happen once. We can't just sponsor influencers to come and just push NIPOS. Like Thelma mentioned, if you just sponsor influencers, the backlash would actually be more than the intention of this thing. So brand awareness, take a look at this. This was the World Post Day that was done last year, October 9th. On your right-hand side. And then on the left-hand side is a Happy Independence Day. There is a touch of beauty, a touch of calmness, a touch of understanding, a touch of, oh, we are on your level too. To whoever is looking at this, and you will not say you do not appreciate, but the most and very important part is there was communication that was established, that it is World Post Day, we are NIPOS, our symbol is there, we are into letters and the rest of them, and then there are also handles to also help us reach NIPOS back, and also the Independence Day post. Secondly, create meaningful relationship with customers. That is also another important aspect of social media. Look at this post for the International Women's Day that was done last year. You see the Postmaster General and a couple of female directors in the organization. What does he send? He sends a message that, yes, at NIPOS, there are women, there are beautiful women, I must say, and then they are also in a capacity to function. A lot of the women here are directors in their capacities or heads of their various departments, including the Postmaster General, and also their staffs of their senior staffs also of a lower ranking cadre in the organization. And also look at the Happy Labor Day that we also relate to you on May Day, to also understand that NIPOS still exists. All this is in a bid to put ourselves out there, to welcome complaints, to welcome inquiries, to welcome feedbacks that would help us better. Look at this also. Post office locations in North Central. Some people just don't want to use the post office. They don't even know where the locations are. So this also is an avenue. The social media has given us an avenue to show people that, oh, okay, in Benue State, you can see the list of locations where post offices are. In the Federal Capital Territory, the same thing, and then also in Kogi State. And then there's also the happy feel to it. It's not that we are too serious every time, but there's also a part of social media that allows us to be lenient enough to give you a subtle feel, like a Happy New Week. Why not? By NIPOS. And also look at customs on the side. Customs making a Thank God It's Friday. Thank God It's Friday post is usually associated with Gen Z people, younger people, and the rest of them. But we know that a couple of elderly people too also are looking forward to the weekend to also rest. And that's why they said Friday is like a drum roll in life, getting us pumped for the weekend jam. Let us groove to the beat of fun and rejuvenation. So social media has given us these avenues to be able to communicate. There's also customer engagement and feedback mechanism. We're able to hear. Take for instance, the minister's post when he came in, his tweets, when he came in into office last year, he tweeted that about NIPOS that people should submit comments and suggestions about how they feel about the better NIPOS. This was even before the Postmaster General, the current Postmaster General, was appointed. And then people came in underneath that post and also submitted recommendations and suggestions. Somebody said NIPOS should separate its logistics arm from its regulatory infrastructure arm. And another person said the best thing to do here is to focus on extending the delivery arm of government, whatever government services that is needed to get to the people, use the post office. Also, we had a similar issue in South Africa and the rest. Someone said, as in the UK, NIPOS can also become a bureau de change. Other people said NIPOS is losing a lot of revenue to other private international logistics and handling companies due to inefficiency. So there were suggestions underneath this post, positive suggestions, as much as some people will still come underneath this post and tell you that since 2015, they sent something and then the thing has not arrived. That is synonymous. It has been synonymous with NIPOS, but social media is also helping us to change this narrative. Underneath that same post, somebody shared this post office. If the SPM in this state is on this group, sir, please, congratulations. Look at the picture of the post office, your post office that was sent. I know it's not the capacity of the PMG, but it's also of the SPM, but it's also an avenue for citizens to show who would go to this place to go and transact. They can kidnap you in this place from what I'm looking at. Either goats and the rest of them that are here. See someone also on the left saying, NIPOS has the ability to be the #1 in Nigeria market, but the staff also needs serious training and retraining. Thank you so much for the customer service training. The attitude from some of the staff is very appalling. They resume very late and close very early. And some days they don't even show up at all. They treat customers with so much disrespect. My experiences with NIPOS has never, ever been a pleasant one. So we see from this that this is also a customer feedback mechanism that you can also, the management can see, can use to make certain changes. But changes also begins with us. And that's why we are in a training such as this accelerated customer service training to do. And then also operational improvements. That is why we're also present on the social media so that we can take customer complaints and resolutions. I will share a screen with you. So we see this is an operations dashboard of the social media team. On this dashboard, we see inquiries from customers. Now, under all those insults, they are coming to insult us. We also go there and also request the customers to submit their complaints so that we can attend to them. So they give us their tracking numbers. You see there's a log time on it that shows at the time the complaint was entered, and also who handles the complaints at the time. What platform? Is it Instagram? Is it X? Is it Twitter? Is it Facebook? And then also how it goes through. The post dates. Some people posted since February 9th, and then we are yet to resolve that because there's also the lackadaisical approach and the also theft mentality that exists, especially at some places such as IMPC in Lagos. So these are complaints that if you check a higher percentage of the feedbacks we have here, quite a number of them are IMPC. For inbound, if you look at this, these are all inbound. All the lightly green ones are inbound. The outbounds are just few. So people are having things to come into the country, but they are not being delivered at the destination. And the rest of them, the reasons for the complaints are here. And so this is usually live so that any member of the team can actually make corrections and make improvements as soon as developments are in. So on this last part, we have the cases that are resolved. So you see all these dark spots, all these dark places, no cases were resolved. So it is only where you see green and then also completed that you see that the cases are resolved. So the NIPOS social media team is not just one group of people. It is a group of people that is segregated and divided into different capacities. We have content creation, we have PR team, we have operations team, we have the graphics team, we have the data analytics team, we have also the legal and investigations team with the names of the officers that are in those places also attached. And then we are governed, there's an administrator for us, who is Mrs. Olupumi Idris, Deputy Director, Corporate Communication. And then also the social media is domiciled under the Director of Corporate Communications here in Abuja. And then I am privileged to be the Assistant Team Lead for the social media. And then also Ms. Damilola is the Secretary of the team. So thank you so much for being a part of this. I hope this is expository enough for you. Thank you so much, Thelma. We ate into your time allocated to us. Please forgive us. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bala, for that insight. I think it was very good that people saw that firsthand, so they were able to see the comments. And I was still saying that it's 1 million views. You see that by today, it's already more than that. So the more we have bad impressions, the more we have a terrible reputation about us and say what they want to say about us. And, you know, there is definitely nothing we can do about it. So it's good that we're seeing this so that we know what exactly we are driving at. So I'm going to continue sharing. Thank you so much for your patience. I am thrilled to see the amount of patience and follow-up that we've had here. I did not anticipate that we'll stay this long. So some of us will say, hey, why are they talking about only us? How about difficult customers? There are also some customers that are difficult, that no matter how we try, they're just so difficult for us to manage, right? Are there situations like that? If there are situations like that, let me know. So I want to look at how to handle difficult customers. So you have three types of customers who are difficult. The first one are the customers. The second one are the demanding customers. The third one are the passive customers. I'll tell you the truth. NIPOS does not really have these three type of customers per se, because people don't even have hope. People don't even have hope in this service. Anyway, so people don't go to NIPOS planning to get angry, because if they get angry, nothing will come out of it. They believe that if there's a problem and then they even report to whoever is the director or the manager, nothing even gets done. There is no person to even step. So there's no senior person to say, when you ask, can I be the senior person here? They look at you like, are you okay? Is something wrong with you? So customers don't even believe that it's possible to get hold of the store managers. Some of them don't even get angry. So that's in NIPOS messy. The mercy of the people who are there. The only people who are not at the mercy are people who do not want insult, or people who feel like they can't take this type of attitude from the staff. So, but we still have to look at it, because there's customers that come in, they're very angry. So, yeah, how do you do them? You let the customer finish talking. In fact, sometimes if a customer walks in, or maybe during the process, they're angry and they're trying to talk, you're like, madam, you're making noise, madam, you're disturbing, or madam, you're shouting here. If you're going to keep talking, leave this place. So when you tell a customer who is already upset, imagine this guy that sent over 1 million worth of wristwatch, and then when he came in, he was furious. He'll be shouting, he'll be very upset. And then imagine if you now come and say, madam, why are you, or Oga, why are you shouting here? The person will be frustrated. They're going to increase their anger. So when such customers are angry, when you see customers who have received items, because sometimes our junior colleagues come to us as senior colleagues to help manage that situation. So when you have people who are already upset with the way the service is being handled, what do? You let them finish. Call them to one side, give them a listening ear. That nothing beats giving somebody who is angry a listening ear. You already shout, you walk into that place. Oh, what's going on here? Can you please come with me? Take them to your office. Take them to one side. You can come there and say, oh, good morning, madam. What's going on here? I am XYZ person here. Please, can you come with me so that I can learn about your issue? You have already solved 50% of that issue. Because why customers keep shouting, why they are still angry, is that either nobody is attending to them, nobody is listening to them, nobody is making an attempt on their situation. So let them finish talking. Let them say everything they want to say. Listen. Be patient enough to listen. Don't interrupt them. Don't try to tell them whether they are wrong or right at that time. Focus on listening. I'm going to tell us what it means to use the pressure cooker method. And then be firm and polite, else they may not be happy. So be firm. Of course, you cannot say, oh, I understand how upset you are. I understand how angry you are, but no problem. Look into this. Nothing feels like a customer hearing that you're doing something about their situation. Customers are only upset if you tell them, we don't know, there's nothing we can do about it, and there's nothing we can, please go to. Customers don't want to hear that. So you have customers. Why is it that each time we come into NIPOS, we see customers who are shouting and nobody is talking to them? That's because the junior ones don't know what to do. The management also don't know what to do. So, but if you want to reduce the pressure, hold them on one side and finish talk. Let them talk. Let them say everything in their mind before you start attending to them one after the other. Then you have demanding customers. I mean, we'll have to tell us different type of customers, because I like to hear from you. So we have demanding customers. There are some customers that when they come in, they are so demanding. You did not do it like this. They not do it like this, even when everything has done. So this type of people, you have to be firm but polite. The things that get people upset is when we are upset, when we are not polite, when we are not professional, when we, sometimes we're already prepared. Once the customer walks in and gives us attitude, we give them bad words. That's what we do, back to back. But meanwhile, when we're defining...
Sorry, Thelma. A couple of the participants have sent messages to please enlarge your screen. I think some of them are using mobile devices.
Oh,
so if you could please expand it a bit. Thank you.
Okay, so I've talked about the angry customer, then we talk about the demanding customer. So these demanding customers are customers who want more than you can offer. Okay, they want more. They're not only taking the package, they want you to tell them when they're going to get it. You want to get it sleep, you want to get, so they need more. So what do? Be firm yet polite. The thing that kills customer service in Nigeria is that we are never polite. That's the major con. We are not polite in our company. We're always very rude. We're quick to when the customer talk, we're thinking about I want to respond. We're not listening to answer. We are listening to say what is on our mind. Be professional. It doesn't take a lot to be professional. Let's learn to manage our body language. Let's not ignore customers that are upset. Let's not be rude, but let's just tell them clearly, oh, okay, sorry, I'm so sorry, but you can only get your items in 5 days and not 3 days. Be clear, everything doesn't have to be rude. Some of you will say, madam, don't you know how it's done here? Are you new to NIPOS? Have you not heard about NIPOS? Madam, please be going. Anytime your item gets there, let you know. It gets them angry. You can't pay for something that you don't know when it's coming. Imagine contracting a caterer to your event and you want it to get to a certain point, and then the caterer is telling you, madam, please don't disturb me. Once I'm ready, I'll call you. No, you have to be specific. When am I going to get this? Then we have passive customers. Who are passive customers? Passive customers are those customers that listen to you. They are quick and they're extra polite. Sometimes we don't even like people who are polite. Sometimes customers are always sounding apologetic when they are complaining because they know that if they try to get angry, maybe their package will not be received from them. The person that will say, madam, please go, we can't attend to you. It happens a lot. Madam, I said we will not attend to you. Go with your parcel. It's a wrong thing to do. We don't have any right to send a customer back, except they are doing something that is unethical. But if they're complaining about the services, they have the right to get the service that they want to pay for. So you have passive customers. I think what we have a lot in NIPOS is passive customers. Because when we come to NIPOS, we are begging. We are sounding apologetic when we are complaining because we don't want to offend you people. People that we are paying our money to don't want to offend you. So you have to listen. So because we are already coming to beg you to help us to send items, at least listen to us, hear what we have to say. Be professional, don't brush us aside. Yeah? Make us want to come back. Let's realize that NIPOS is here to serve. And then people can get more, people can do more. I'm happy that Bala was able to share it on social media. It is spreading. It is spreading. Even some international partners that you guys had before in the past for many years, they are far gone. They've looked for other private international partners that will help them ship their stuff. So I keep saying it that we cannot be reputable individually. In the organization where we work is not reputable. You're not marketable. I will tell you the truth. You're not marketable. That you are XYZ in NIPOS. If people cannot add value to NIPOS, they can't add value to you. So please personalize this customer experience that we're talking about. Personalize it to you. Take it as your responsibility to make sure that we get the best out of NIPOS. Make sure we manage our teams. Make sure we train them. Sometimes, let me tell you the truth. Many things that happen, if we can be honest with ourselves, the people that we're working with, they saw us. We are doing what we're doing. They are following your footsteps. If you're somebody who is always brushing customers off, they will brush customers off too, whether you are there or whether you're not there. So they follow your steps. So you have more of the passive customers. So because you have more of the passive customers, listen to them. Be professional. Help when you can. Answer questions. Nobody in NIPOS is answer questions. If you ask questions, it's as if you're stressing them. You're giving them extra work. But how do you want me to make a decision without questions? I may be telling you now, okay, how much is to send something to Jamaica? You tell me. I'll ask you, okay, how much is it to send to America? You tell me, madam, which one are you sending? Are you sending to America? Do you know what I want to call back in 2 days to send to America? Let's learn to answer questions. That's even the way we also grow our own knowledge. You realize that there's so many things going on. You don't even know. Because the only thing you're close to is just that your office, those major things, that's the only thing you know. You don't want to know about other things. So please let us know. Let us know in the chat. What type of customers do you experience more? Is it the angry customers, is it the demanding customers, or the passive customers? Please write in the comment section. Who? What type of customers do you experience? Please write. Please write. Do you have more of the angry customer? Do you have more of the demanding customers? Or do you have more of the passive customers? So someone says there's not a vehicle to carry the load, even when customers source for the customers. Okay. So here, you know, all of these things is the way we do our job. If we demand from our operations team, I don't know the structure. If you demand from your manager that you need your vehicles that are breaking down and you need to be able to do more, I believe they should be able to look into it. Right? But also in our own work, we must find alternative. We must find alternative to customers. We should be able to tell them the truth, don't lie. If you know that our vehicle breaks down often and the item is supposed to get there in 3 days, and you know that oftentimes it breaks down and it gets there in 7 days, you tell them it's 7 days. Okay, so most people say they experience all the 3 types of customers. Okay, so we see most of the 3 types of customers. So the bottom line across board, you see that the instructions there. Okay, so please, I like to get 2 experiences. So can 2 people share? Please, can 2 people share? I like somebody to share their experience with an angry customer. And I like somebody to share an experience with their passive customers and also demanding customers. So quickly, please, can you unmute your mic? Anybody? Quickly. Because we're supposed to end this session by 2. I'm not sure if we're able to deal with that time. Can somebody share, please? Can you share your experience with an angry customer? What did they do? Okay, someone says our passive customers are turned to angry customer. Of course. Because they have been passive enough and they become upset. Please, can anybody share? Please unmute yourself. Feel free. Tell us, what was your experience? I want you to talk, not to type. Not to type. Can somebody tell us their experience with an angry customer? What happened? Anybody? Anybody who wants to share? Please share your experience with an angry customer. Let's know how to address it. Okay, we don't want to share. We learn from sharing our experience. We learn from sharing our experience. So yes, but from what I get, we have most of what we have most of the passive customers and the angry customers. That's what I see here. We have passive customers, people who come to us, they are begging us to get a service done. They are and they're also just help me. Help me. I don't, you know, this is the only option I have right now. And then you have the ones who have gotten up to here and they can no longer take it or they can no longer deal with it. So I talked about the heat method. I talked about the pressure cooker method. What is the pressure cooker method? We're going to look at it. So pressure cooker method is a method that allows you to deal with difficult customers, right? When you're handling difficult customers, what do? Because you meet them every day. And now that NIPOS is trying to reposition itself in the market, that means you're going to meet with more difficult customers because everybody is coming defensive. Going to come so they are coming in. You're going to be ready to attend to them. So what is the first thing you do? You hear them out, hear people out, activate the act of listening. Hear people. It's satisfying to know that someone is willing to hear. Check it. Each time customers are shouting, it's because nobody is listening to them. It's because he's talking to you and you're pressing your computer or you're typing or you're pressing your phone. That's when they raise their voice. So a customer wants you to listen. So it's important. Maintain eye contact. Take notes. Shouting and making complaints and you're writing them down. What are the issues? Because you need to resolve them. Not your head like you understand what they're saying. Don't treat them that like they are one, you know, some people that just walks into your organization to disturb them. If the service was free, I will understand, but it's not free. Empathize with them. Put yourself in their shoes. I've asked us severally, how many times have we put ourselves in these customer shoes? the way we treat our customers, if we're treated that way, are we going to be happy? The answer is no. So always put yourself in the customer's shoes. Customer sent an item and 1 year later, they haven't received it and they're coming to complain and you're telling them, madam, you're disturbing us. Really? Oh, madam, go. Whenever it comes, we're going to call you. Put yourself in their shoes. Another thing that we don't want to do in in our agencies or in public areas, we don't want to apologize. Apology is a way of life. You must learn to apologize for things. It doesn't take anything from you. Even in your personal life, I've said it before. Even apologizing to your children when you're wrong about something. Oh, okay, I didn't do it well. Oh, I am so sorry. It doesn't take anything. It doesn't make you less of your father. It doesn't make you less of a manager. It doesn't make you less of a staff. NIPOT is not living up to expectation. Apologize. We are sorry about that. I'm sorry that you're unable to do this. I'm sorry that you were treated unfairly. It's not an age thing. Apology is not age-wise. When you call, some of us, when we call MTN, maybe we bought airtime or we did something and it's not going through, and we call them on the phone, I will tell them the problem. What did they tell you? They say, oh, madam, sir, we like to apologize. They first of all apologize to you. So why is it difficult for you to apologize, but you want to get the same apology when you go elsewhere? Can't give what you don't have. I can't have what you don't give. So let's learn to apologize. Let's learn to apologize. Let's say sorry when we have to say sorry. Let's say sorry when we have, then take responsibility. The customer needs to know that you will do something about it. It's not when they complain, you shove it on the side. Madam, go and come tomorrow. They come tomorrow, nothing was done. This one happens all the time. We're still looking for your item. Go and come next tomorrow. They come back, the same thing, no effort, no movement. We need to know that you're addressing our concerns. We need to know that looking into our problem. For example, this thing that happened, I think one of the screenshots, he said, if not for the director in that branch, that was the comment, if not for that director. So that means if the director was not there, or if the director was not aware, nothing would have happened. So how do you feel when you sit and then maybe a director has to come and resolve a problem before it can be resolved? I keep saying it. We have the opportunity to sell our value where we work every day. We have the opportunity to sell our value to customers, to management, to our colleagues, to the general public. You have the opportunity to sell your value every other day. Take responsibility. Don't tell us, madam, now this is how things are in NIPOT. No, that's not how things are. It is human beings that turned you to that system, to that model. Let's hear customers out. Let's empathize with them. Let's apologize. Let's take responsibility. If it were you who made the same thing, you would use all the effort to get your things back. So it's very important. So I want us to quickly wrap up. So I'm going to just not do so much on emotional intelligence. I'll just, but I'm not sure we'll be able to do that survey because of time. Okay, so I'm going to quickly move. So what is emotional intelligence? Because two things, customer service works with emotional intelligence. Know how to manage your emotions. That's what emotional intelligence is. As a leader, you must know how to manage your emotions, even with your teams, even with customers. So most times you find out that leaders take it personal. They are personal with customer because customer said, you people are stupid here. You not say, madam, you said we are stupid, eh? We said, so manage your emotions. We must learn to manage our emotions. So what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify and manage your emotions and the emotions of other people. Some people will tell you, I have bad temper, or what's the word? I have hot temper. If you know you have hot temper, learn how to manage it. People shouldn't see that you have hot temper. That is your own problem, not theirs. Nobody has to pay the price for your hot temperedness. If you're hot tempered, that's your problem, not mine. Don't pass it to me. So it's your duty to manage your emotions. Okay, I am hot tempered as a human being. So what do I? Because I know I'm hot tempered. and somebody gets me angry, it is my duty to manage my emotions. It is your duty to manage the emotions of other people. So we must, as leaders, we must build emotional intelligence, recognize your emotions, understand what your emotions are telling you. What are the things that makes you very angry, that makes you want to fight? What are the things that make you work out on customers? If you know those things that make you work out on customers, control yourself. Understand how other people feel. Emotional intelligence is knowing that if you are in this person's shoes, you may react this way. We must learn to manage our emotions as leaders. When you understand how to manage relationships better, you will make a good leader. The number one skill that is required, for many leaders is what? Your ability to manage yourself and other people. That's number one. You see a lot of big organizations, when they want to hire an MD, when they want to hire an executive director, they don't go for people who hit sales targets. They go for people who understand and who can communicate, who have customer service experience, who are emotionally intelligent, and who can manage people. These are the top skills they look for. Then marketing and other things are second phase of it. So you must learn to manage your emotions. So first of all, be self-aware. First of all, know yourself. Know your personality. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? If I know that if a customer shouts on me, I am likely to shout back, then I treat myself. I tell myself that what I must do is that when a customer is shouting, don't talk back. I'm telling myself, don't talk back, don't talk back, don't talk back. Manage your emotions. Be self-aware. Some of you, if I tell you now, can you tell me what your team members think about you? Or if I go and do a survey about what your junior colleagues think about you, the things they will write, it will fool to scrap sheets. They will say, my boss cannot manage his emotion, my boss insults you, your boss cannot hold a conversation with somebody, my boss cannot do anything without shouting. They will tell you so many things, and they are true about you. So be aware of yourself. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know your beliefs, know your motivation. But by the time you are aware of yourself, it's easier for you to manage. Are you somebody that gets along with people? If you're not somebody that gets along with people, you can't be a manager now. You can't. So because you're a manager, you must learn to get along with people. When it comes to self-management, learn to manage yourself, have self-control. Regulate your emotions. Everything is not what you come and shout. A customer talks back, next you start shouting. Are you the only customer here? Why are you disturbing us? You don't know how to manage yourself. So emotional intelligence is very key, very, very key for leaders. I tell you this today, I will keep saying it to the end of this session. That whatever skill you develop is for your own personal brand. It's not for anybody. It's not for NIPOS. It's not for me. It's not for the MD. It's not even for the federal government. It's for your personal growth. So manage yourself. In public service, everything. That's why you see some people are successful in the public sector, but when you go to the private sector, they are not successful. Why? Because the way things are done there are not the way things are done in real life. So many things are required. You must take anything. You must be able to work with people. You must manage your emotions. You must be able to listen. You must be able to work with people. So you must learn to manage yourself. Very important. Then be socially aware. Know what is happening in your environment. Know that things are changing. Like I said before. Know the things that trigger your customers. Avoid them. What customers when they sit down and just instead of attending to them, do you want them to get to the point where they're angry? If you know that what triggers customers is when they have walked in, right? And you told them to pick up an item, and then they get there, and the item is not there, and you're telling them, I don't know where it is. You already know. I'm sure you already know what triggers customers. We don't need to run a survey. We know the things that make our customers upset. So you must know that if you are aware of the things that customers don't like, why do we do them? Why do we do them? And this is a reflection, even some of us that have businesses, or even some of us that have businesses in the future. You think it's civil service where money is going to come, whether or whether not. When you have your own business and you don't treat customers fairly, you will see the outcome. You will see where people will skip your spot to go to other places. And you'll be asking yourself, why am I not making sales? Why am I not growing? Because you carry the attitude and perception that shouldn't be in a real world. And that's what you're doing because you think that NIPOS has monopoly of business. Not anymore. There's no company, there's no business in Nigeria. Even the federal government does not have any monopoly. They work with the reaction of the people. So you must make adjustments. You must adjust for your customers. So be socially aware. What are the things that trigger them? List out those things that normally get your customers and avoid them. Get your team to avoid them. Manage relationship. Your major goal as a leader is to manage relationship of your teams and customers. There is nothing wrong with you leaving NIPOS and your legacy. You maybe say, in the times of Dr. Nuhu, in the times of this person, build a legacy. Inspire people. Where did you take from you and say, we learned from XYZ person? Influence them. Build bonds. Some of us will come in, we don't even talk to our colleagues. They can't even say, hello, sir. Let your team members grow working with you. Let them develop working with you. Let them learn something from you. Sometimes you don't have to wait until NIPOS has decided a training. Sometimes what you have learned, you call them together and imbibe it in them. Teach them. Sometimes if you wait for management to do everything, senior management, nothing may happen. Sometimes you have to out of your own pocket to get things going for your team. There is nothing wrong with buying, buy biscuits, buy snacks for everybody. You have done well this week. No report, no complaints. Use your personal money because you know what you're chasing. And tomorrow you will see that your location is actually the best performing locations in the entire NIPOS. Little things. Build relationships. Very important. Build relationship with your customers. Let them trust you. Let them come back. Let them expose you to opportunities. There's nothing as interesting as having value or finding value in what we do. So let's build relationships. So here I want to see the people that have low emotional intelligence and the people that have high emotional intelligence. So if you're very aggressive, if you're demanding, if you're bossy, if your ego is high, if you're very confrontational, then you have low emotional intelligence. But if you are assertive, if you're ambitious, if you're strong-willed, if you're decisive, then you have high emotional intelligence. So you need to ask yourself, where do I fall? Because you need to understand where you are first. Because now you may be thinking, I have strong emotional, but by the time we list these things, you see that you don't. People with low emotional intelligence, they are easily distracted. They are selfish. They are poor listeners. They will never listen. They are impulsive in the now. They are resistant to change. They don't want change. Like this thing now, NIPOS is trying to do this. And I know after this training, we'll get this training. I go and keep on where we stop. The world is moving on. The world is moving. In the next 5 years, anybody that does not move up to speed will be left behind. And like I said, except we want to retire and go home. But if you want to retire and find something to do, whether business, whether I want to get into jobs, whether there's something you have to do, you must be ahead of the curve. Adapt to changes. If you're passive, if you're unresponsive, if you're slow, if you're stubborn, you have low emotional intelligence. If you're picky, if you're fussy every time, you are angry. If you're hard to please, nothing anybody does will make you happy. If you're a perfectionist, you have low emotional intelligence. So, but you experience high emotional intelligence, you are ambitious, you're welcoming, you're trying. How many of your customers can say, this man, I've never seen a man like this in this NIPOS. Be sociable, be enthusiastic, be patient, be stable, be consistent, listen to customers. It doesn't matter whether NIPOS on a managerial level or on the national level does not want to improve. Improve your own branch. so that customers can walk in. Like I told you, if you're not conversing with customers, you won't know new trends, you won't know what is happening, you won't grow. Information is key. Sitting there from Monday to Sunday or Monday to Friday rather, without doing anything, we come by 11, we go by 3. No value added, no value gotten. It's a terrible state. We must be detailed. We must be careful. Let's be meticulous. We must be systematic. Yes, that picture of the infrastructure that is not as well as it, but when people come inside, is the floor dirty? Even if the infrastructure is not so good, let our chair be good. Let the environment be sweat. Let there be no dust. In fact, that day that I went to Naples, there was dust everywhere. The windows were clouded. I was like, how are people sitting in there? It was so disgusting. I'm sorry. So what type of respect do we demand from customers when we come into our environment and they are so dirty? So we can't keep blaming the infrastructure. Yes, the infrastructure is there, but how are you keeping it neat? There are places that are not aesthetically okay, but when you enter there, you know there is a neat environment. Let's be neat. Take responsibility. Who are responsible to clean our centers? Make sure our centers is clean. Even that small one that looks dilapidated, let it be clean at least for people to work in. High emotional intelligence. We need it. And then I want to talk about stress. Even though I was thinking, I said, does Naples people even experience stress? Because they hardly even attend to customers. They don't even see customers. So which stress are they experiencing? There's no stress. When I know one customers. So what is the stress there? But I also acknowledge that stress may happen. Let's just be that maybe your own location. You guys have high pace. You guys have high requests. So stress is not the load that breaks you down. It is the way you carry it. So, but I also know, like I said, I'm not sure we experience it. Please, if there's stress in part of our work, let me know. Let me see. Maybe the people that will experience stress, maybe the courier guys. Maybe, I'm not sure which department or unit that experiences stress. But please tell me which of, if your role experiences a lot of stress, let me know in the chat session. But it's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. It's not stress that kills us, it's our reaction to it. So what are we saying about stress? Stress is a mental or emotional state or tension. I don't know, maybe by the time we are done, maybe when we are ready to offer good service to customers, going to experience a lot of stress because the more customers we have, the more demand we have to meet. So maybe at that point, we talk about stress management. So, but stress management is just that condition of feeling of being overwhelmed. There are so much things to do, but you're not able to mobilize. When we think we have lost control of something. But guess what? Not all stress is bad. We have different types of stress. There are stress that are good, and there are stress that are bad. For some of us, for me, I experience stress if I don't have any customer. I don't have any clients looking for services, I am stressed. But when I have customers, I am stressed. The positive stress. So know things that are positive stress, know the things that are negative stress. For example, if I don't have money, like the way the economy is today, a lot of people are in financial stress. When people are in a relationship or marriage is not working, they are stressed. Right? If somebody is sick, they're experiencing chronic stress. The people that are taking care of them are experiencing stress. But imagine if I'm getting married, I'm stressed, but what kind of stress is that? It's a positive stress, right? If I'm graduating, if our daughter, if our son is graduating from university, we're experiencing stress, but we're happy with that stress. If we're receiving a promotion comes with so much stress, but you're happy because it's a promotion. So we have positive and negative stress. So we must know what is stress for you. Is it finance? Is it getting married? So all of those things, we have positive stress and we have negative stress. So like I said, because we're out of time. How do you manage stress? How do you manage stress? I've talked about it. Please, we must stop the act of sitting down 24/7. We come by 9, we sit down till 2 or 3 before we go. Always take a walk. Sometimes we don't even know what is happening in our location because we don't walk around. So take 5 minutes walk around the establishment. Go around, go to the backyard, come out to the front of the security, go to the store, see what's happening there. Take a walk. Talk to other people, talk to your colleagues, talk to the people on the shop floor. What has happened today? How are customers feeling? Sometimes, as part of stress, if you undergo stress as part of your role, you can take walks, you can listen to music, deep breath. But of course, some of these things are not to be done when you're working. But we're just talking about after. Some of them you do at work, some of them you do outside of work, like taking a walk. Like I said, 5 minutes walk. But things like maybe if you have break period, but this one they said we used to come to work at 10 and leave by 1. There's no need to nap now because we don't even stay up to the time we're supposed to stay. So, but there are so many ways for you to distress. You can watch movies, so many other things. But there are unhealthy reactions. There are some of us that when we are stressed, we start fighting customers. We are hitting walls. We are becoming violent. We are drinking. We are bullying. We are ignoring customers. We are yelling at everybody, both employees, everybody. You're yelling up and down. We must learn how. Of course, we get from our home is what we are bringing to the work. Please, when we're in the workplace, drop your problems at the door. Because if everybody brings their personal problem to work, the work will not enter all of us. The office will not enter all of us. Everybody has a problem. Right? So many people. Everybody has a problem. So let's manage our stress. Let's not bring our personal problems to work so that we can attend to customers better. Find a support system if you feel you're stressed. Change your attitude. Sometimes, because we feel, yes, we're talking about the whole minimum wage thing and all that. But let's think about what are other ways to navigate our stress. That we're already having, a bad conversation doesn't mean that he has to tell on the customer. Manage your attitude. Like I said, we never can tell what the next point of growth is for us. Get organized, take charge of your day. Take breaks, if you work long hours, I'm not sure how many hours, how demanding our work is. But they keep telling me every day that NIPOS people come to work when they like and leave when they like. So there's no need for all of this. And so many of these things may not even apply to us because we don't even experience stress. Anyhow, anytime. So please, NIPOS is working on certain things and they rely on each and every one of us. Like I said, Mr. is not NIPOS. Mr. Numi is not NIPOS. Madam Gloria is not NIPOS. All of us together, we make up NIPOS. So if a customer has a bad experience in Abuja, everybody in Lagos will hear it. Everybody in Lagos are responsible for it. So I'm hoping that with these few points of mine, that I'm able to convince you that customer service is personal. It is me. It's what I want to do. It's how I see it. It's how it impacts my work. Nobody can force it on you. You are the only one that can deliberately give service. Why? Because you want to see yourself grow. You want to, when people see your portfolio and say you worked in NIPOS, they have respect for you. Some people see your girl and they say you have no respect. They don't have no respect for you because they know how they assume. You see, that works somewhere, all of them says no, that everybody that works in Abuja, they are all thieves. Imagine that. And tomorrow you have a personal engagement that you want to have with me. And I remember that post. They said everybody from this Abuja, this branch, this area, one branch, they're all thieves. So I'll be careful when I want to work with you. So you see the impact of negative reaction. You see the impact of negative. So it's not only about you. Don't say it's not my business. It's not my unit. All of us are responsible. So thank you very much for your time. I want us to take 3 things. Please write a message and take questions. Unmute yourself. Please write in the chat. Tell me, what am I taking away from this training? It doesn't have to be 3 things. It can just be 1 thing. 1 thing each. Tell me, what am I taking away for this training? What am I going to start doing? What am I going to stop doing? Please write a chat. We have 63 here. I want to see at least 60 comments in the chat. What am I taking away today? What am I going to start doing? What am I going to stop doing? Thank you very much. And I'm available to answer your questions. So please feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. So please tell me. Unmute everybody. Please unmute people so that they can ask questions because they are muted. They are stopped from unmuting themselves so that they can speak. So please tell me, write in the comment section, what are you going to start doing? What are you going to stop doing? What are you taking away from this training? I'm going to hold you accountable to it. And feel free to mention that and feel free to ask me questions. So please, have you unmuted everybody? Can people now unmute themselves? If yes, please go ahead and unmute yourself and speak. Let me also see from my end. Please allow people.
All right, everyone, you can unmute yourself now. Unmute only if you have a question to ask, please. As regards to training, please.
Hello?
Yes, please, you can go on.
Yeah. What happens when on my own end, I have tried all I could to get the customer satisfied, but then from where the mail or the services started, there's a problem. What do I do?
Please, can
Hello?
you repeat your question again?
Yeah,
Mr. Nuhu.
I said from my own end, from my own office, from my desk, or from my location, I have tried all I could and to satisfy the customer, to ensure he's being treated well. And then because I have an exchange office or the origin of his service, so if the problem is from that side, what do I do? Do I expose that side? Do I just say, okay, we have tried here and there is nothing we can do, is from the other end? How do I handle this kind of a customer?
All right,
Hello,
Thelma,
I have
are
a
you taking it
question.
now? Thelma, we can't hear you.
Hello, I said I have a question, please.
Okay, please go on.
We are told that we should tell the customer the truth. If, for instance, he wants to send an item from here to UK, and then we know that our mails don't normally go as when due. But actually, the actual thing is that between one week to 2 weeks, the item is supposed to be in UK. But in reality, it's not like that. Then we were told to really tell the customer the truth. At the end of the day, it will backfire back on us. Because if the item didn't get to the destination as when it was told him, then what do we do at the end of the day? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sani. Thelma, are you ready for us? So Mr. Nuhu asked if he has tried all he can to satisfy the customer, but the customers seem not to be satisfied. What does he do? And then the second question by Mr. Sani Aminu, he asked that if the truth will damage, will pass a wrong notion about our capacity as an organization, should he still tell the truth to the customer?
Tell the customers the truth. It is for your own sanity, and it is for the purpose of what the service gives. Tell the customer the truth. Yes, madam, our order usually gets there 1 to 2 weeks, but please just give extra 1 week, because sometimes there may be some delays. You can tweak that in and say, okay, just give room for extra 1 minute. So let's say work towards 18th or 19th. A customer will understand. They'll be more patient. You've told them a time frame, but there's a possibility that, so tell them the truth. For your own sanity, tell them the truth. Then in terms of, if I've tried everything possible, you know, we talked about internal and external customers. And we said that if, for example, you're offering the service from your end, but your other client is stopping you from delivering that service, how it's supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Have a relationship with that department. Have a relationship, reach out to the manager, reach out to whoever is in charge. Our customers are complaining, this is the issue. Can you work with your team to get this? So maintain, remember, we stressed on internal customers. Have a good understanding of your internal customers. Let them know the issues you face so that they can make sure that through their end, they're able to serve you. right? So, but within your capacity, you've done everything else. Make sure that you're helping them reach out to that external department to make sure that the issues of your customers are properly resolved. Does that answer your question, Mr. Ahmad Suleiman?
That was Mr. Sani. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ogachukwu, you have a
Yeah.
question?
Yes, yes. I don't think it's really a question, but I want to make a comment. Madam Thelma, I want to thank you very much for your lecture, your training. It's been very, very productive, and it has added more to our knowledge. But I want to correct a certain impression. I don't know if you have had opportunity to visit the Lagos parts of Nigerian Postal Service, especially the EMS and the IMPC sections, you will understand that we as a staff, we are saying that you don't know whether we pass through stress. We don't have passive customer. We don't have a demanding customer. We don't have an angry customer. So I want to tell you that of a truth, we have angry customers very, very well. I'm talking from where I'm coming from. If you have had opportunity, yes, there's ups and downs. There's some hitches in our service of a truth. The social media will not tell you. Somebody that is satisfied will not tell you. It will just, he or she will just tell one or two persons. But I want to correct the impression that NIPOS, maybe we are not, that we don't have angry customer. I have worked, I'm a public relation person in the organization, and I've equally worked as a counter officer, and I meet these customers. In fact, if I tell you some of my experience, even as a public relation, when it comes to customer fighting the staff, it is an eyesore. It has got to the extent of customer slapping a staff, and the staff will keep looking. It has gone to the extent of customer carrying police, and the police. In fact, there are these incidents in Apapa. The customer break the staff phone. The customer slap. If it was the staff was looking at the person because he cannot act in the other direction because there's a little mistake. And at the end of the day, the issue that was on the ground was not really the staff problem. The issue was later resolved, and the customer came apologizing. But the fact still remains that we have, in fact, we always have 60 or 70% angry customer. I'm speaking from the aspect of Lagos. Yes, Lagos, we do see a lot of. If you come to EMS, if you come to IMPC, we really used to have a lot of stress. And this one you're talking of NIPOS staff, I'm still talking from my direction that we come to office 10 o'clock or we come to office and go on time. It is not so a customer that stays at the counter. It is not customers that stays at the counter.
Here's the thing.
Please. I'm speaking as a public relation person because I get to meet this customer, and they will come to complain to you what is happening, and at the time we tend to pacify them. Anyway, when
can I respond to you? Can I respond to you? So you said Lagos.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, NIPOS operates in the 36 states of Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if 1%, if Lagos is doing well and the rest is not doing well, do you say NIPOS is doing well? The answer is no.
No.
Even Lagos, people come to work at 8. And in other parts of the world, in other parts of the state, people come to work at 10 or 11. Would you say NIPOS come to work on time? No. Majority carries what? The vote. So the majority is just like immigration. If I want to use any brand, immigration, for example, if you come to Lagos or Abuja, it's faster. But if you go to other parts of 36 states in Nigeria, 1 month, 2 months, you've not gotten what you need. So would I now say, because Lagos or because Abuja give me my passport on time, does that make immigration the best? So majority carries the vote. So at the end of the day, more than 70% are not meeting the expectation. So if it's only Lagos that is meeting the expectation, there's nothing anybody can do, because at the end of the day, if we do a survey, only Lagos will have 1% and 99%, only Lagos will have 1% of the very good customer segment, and the rest of the location will not. So if we focus on only Lagos and the rest of the state are still not giving what we want, whether Lagos is doing well does not matter until the culture cuts round across. Maybe we're having 25 states doing well, then we can say we have statistics, then we can say half. But right now we have nothing to hold on to. So yeah, so angry customers, again, I'm going to answer your question too, or rather respond to you based on location base. Like I said, Lagos and Abuja are major locations in Nigeria for anything in Nigeria. When you talk about the banks, if you want to do anything in other states, what did they tell you? They say go to where? Go to the headquarters. Is that true? Or they say go to Lagos, go to Abuja. Yeah. These are the locations that handle most. So things can be serious from that perspective. So you would likely have angry customers there because maybe Lagos is still doing more volume. Lagos is trying to attend to customers. In other locations, they don't care about customers. So they have passive customers that are coming to beg. But you can't try that at the main headquarters because the management is sitting in the headquarters. That's why there's some seriousness in Lagos. Because the management is in Lagos. That's why there's seriousness. If they decide to go and sit in Abia, there will be seriousness. If they decide to go and sit in Kaduna, there will be seriousness. So until the leaders of all these locations take their location as serious as Lagos, that's when we start seeing change. Until then, there's nothing we can see, right? So yes, I believe we have a lot of passive customers in other states, but we have more angry customers in Lagos State because you have more people, you have more requests for yourself. You have people who have more trust in the service than those who have trust in the service. I told you, the East or the North can stay there and no single customer will walk in. And when they walk in, they come, they are begging. They say, please help me to send an item, right? So that's the notion. So until all the locations starts to do the same thing that Lagos does, Lagos can never speak for the entire NIPOS. Thank you. Does another person
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We can take just one more question so that we can quickly round up. Please.
Please go ahead. We can hear you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen in the air. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. We can.
Okay. Please, I want to make a quick contribution. You see, particularly EMS. I want to plead to other regional offices that please response to inquiry, please, is very, very poor. You see, when a customer comes to you to do inquiry about a mail that was posted, and the kind of stress you face when the customer is before you and you are trying to make inquiry to an office in a different region, and you forwarded an inquiry for them, the response they gave you will determine the outcome. You understand what I'm trying to say? The customer is with you, you're making an inquiry to another office, and you have a poor response from there. What impression has that customer gotten from you? So in essence, please, our response to inquiry will determine customer satisfaction. Please, I don't like the way when you are making an inquiry to an office, they delay you. In fact, some office, they would neglect you. They will not even pick your call again, and the customer is right beside you. I don't know the terminology to use on to call that kind of stress. I passed through it a lot. Please, this one is internal. We should do something about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, Ms. Bala, you can take note of that because, in all of this too, we hear from experiences. If we all responsive internally, remember, maybe before we didn't know that our departments are our internal customers. Now that we know, let's be responsive locations, knowing that something may come up and we need to intervene. So let's know that we have internal and we have external customers, and we have to treat these two categories of customers to the best of our ability. There's nothing wrong with this set of people who are in NIPOS now being part of the transformational team of NIPOS. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, your personal brand is tied to the success of NIPOS. Thank you. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, someone wants to say something. Yes, Infinity.
Good afternoon.
Infinix, we
Good
can hear you.
afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. I don't know. Thanks for the
Good afternoon,
lecture.
sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thanks for the lecture. Yeah, my contribution
Thank you
is
very much.
on customers. When you're talking of customers, you have different type of customers that I really mentioned. There's some customers, even after all your appealing apology, my dear sister, they maintain their stance. They are hardly to convince. In fact, sometimes, because I have a manager that work in different states in different offices. But the problem now is that you convince them, sometimes won't come with shams because their items are delayed. Probably those who are using shams in overseas, taking all those drugs and whatever to people in overseas. The time they come, they said, I was in one of in your state. They said, no, they're ready to do and undo. And it's never the fault of the officer. I think what I can just read this as a manager. The other thing is that the manager, top manager, has to do something. You see, all our staff, to be honest, I can't. I've worked in less than 5 states. They are trying. Though out of every 12 they could do us, but they are trying. But the fact is that the management are not encouraging. I'm very sorry to say this. Until we go back to the old system, until we start doing that, tools, movement of maize is a priority. I've been saying it, NIPOS can move far. What markets us? We don't even need much marketing than delivery. But when maize are not at the right place at the right time, why the customer come and disturb us if we are doing the needful? Why the customer need to be customer appealing and appeal to customers when you know their items get to the right place at the right time? So even for some of us, I have to convince some staff, they don't want to converse again for customers. But you know, when they are getting discouraged, they have been bombarded, they are doing a lot of things, but customers are doing a lot of things to them, they will be discouraged. Let's be frank to us. I am a frank person. I'm a manager as well. But the fact is that until the top manager do the needful, then it comes down like that before we can set NIPOS will move. No matter social media or whatever, until we do the needful, let our maize move, either nationally, locally, and internationally. If you start moving, let there be vehicles, let them move at rent due, let move out of outbound moves at rent due to outside the country. Then, if all these are done, then yet you are not seeing the impact or the improvement, then you can see it, cannot look inward where our problems are. But I'm very sorry to say, though there are some of us who may not be as up and doing as expected, but what I'm saying here is that many of us, one of the staff I've been seen that worked south, I've worked part of the staff, all the staff I work in Edo. One of the staffs I've seen some of us are trying. They are trying because they were happy when you walk, come to an office, you walk, people appreciate you, you work, even your night thank you feel satisfied. But when you did the work and you are hiding from customers, so that is where I think I'm very sorry. The top management are here. Let us.
Okay. Yeah, so we stopped hearing him. But just to add to what he has said. So yes, you know, please can I be heard? So there are some customers that come in and they're angry and nothing you do will make them happy, right? The answer is very simple. Because they have never had a good service. Each time they come back, they experience the same thing. Each time they come back, they experience the same thing. So that's why we tend to have that type of negative reaction. So until we are through to our words, until they can see what we say. You know, there are some people that when you keep telling them, they say, stop telling me sorry, just do the right thing. So that's what the customer wants. They don't want sorry. But if cases call for sorry, we apologize. But if cases don't call for sorry, we should be able to do what is right. So most times why they come back really upset and they just keep getting angry is because the service never gets better. Rather, it gets worse. And they can't keep getting sorry all the time. So yeah, so I think that's that. Any more questions or Bala, should I hand over to you now? Please, I've not seen everybody's comment on when
No
they stop doing it.
questions. We can take the other questions in the community and then we could collate them and have them answered by you because we're far gone in our time, though we didn't start early on time. So
Okay.
please, thank you so much, everyone. Please,
Thank
if
you,
you have
everyone.
questions, you send them to your community, the Telegram community for supervisors and managers, and then we will have them sent to Madam Thelma. Thank you so much, Ma. Any last words before we take it up from here?
Okay, I mean, I am super grateful. I can see that everybody who have stayed through to the end of this session is very passionate about learning, is passionate about what NIPOS is doing, and is passionate about improving where NIPOS is, and which is very much commendable. So I think just like we have already said, these are skills or learnings that you apply in your personal life, at work, and in all phases of whatever you do. So it's very important that we represent this, and at least the management can see changes in terms of I'll be the happiest person if NIPOS says that this customer service program was actually a changing moment for the team. Because sometimes you need to prove to the management that they need to increase trainings. You need to prove to the management the importance of training. If they can see a difference from this training, it will motivate them to continue or to consider more trainings that will impact us on a regular basis. Please feel free to connect with me. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm not sure if we're all on LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn as well, just in case you have questions that you don't want Balan and their team to know. You just want to ask me personally. Please feel free to reach out to me. My name is the same on LinkedIn or any platform that you search me on. So you can be able to identify with my face as well. Of course, part of the things that we have said today, we're also going to give that feedback to the management as part of our findings from this conversation, because every time it's not about the team, the employees, sometimes the management have their own responsibilities. So we're also going to collate all of that together and then also reach out to the management on what we think will help NIPOS move forward. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for trusting me to have this session. Thank you for telling me how nice it has been. I would also appreciate that if we can put that word out internally, also to ensure that, we all continue to do our best. I look forward to seeing us at the very best of NIPOS, and I wish us all the best throughout our career endeavors. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thelma. Only you in this one training, you flogged NIPOS and also still gave advice. That is very commendable. And I believe it was quite impactful to most of the senior officers that attended this. Thank you so much to the officers who made it, who took our time to actually attend this. We hope that the purpose of this of the training will be transmitted likewise to the officers serving under you at your various stations. Please, if there are any concerns, any suggestions for how to move the organization forward, as much as you have the chance of your management meeting or your SPMs and directors to still direct to, the social media team is also on hand. We can still use our small capacity to be able to put these in recommendations that will be sent to management at the end of the month. So please make efforts to apply some of the things that were learned in this training. And then we hope all will bless. Thank you so much for this, Thelma. Thank you, FMR agency. Thank you to the Postmaster General too, for also letting this, for giving her nod for this beautiful training to come through. We hope that tomorrow's training for the younger officers would also go well. And also we encourage you to please encourage your the officers under you in your various respective stations to take part in the class tomorrow. As interesting as today's own is, it will be much better tomorrow. And then also as we move on. So please, before you go, we have just 2 more minutes to give, as frontline officers, 2 more minutes to please give you a very important information about data of customers. As first responders, as counter officers, as customer care officers, you are at the forefront of taking in customer data, and from the federal government's policy of data protection, it is very important that we handle this data very, very effectively. So please, I would like Peace to please take just 2 minutes, 2 more minutes to please give us the data protection class. Thelma, please, can you take your screen, turn off your screen share so Peace can be able to share, please. All right, thank you. Peace, you can request to share now. Okay, you are mute. Just a second, 2 minutes, please.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I know it has been a long day already. Like Bala said, I'd like to thank everybody for input throughout this session. So basically, we'll be talking about data protection and why it is important to NIPOST as an organization. There's a lot that is required of an organization, and that includes the National Data Protection Act, which was signed into law by the president, our president, President Ahmed Tinubu, in June 12th, on June 12th, 2023. And he required everyone, every organization in Nigeria to plug in and work to achieve this in every organization. All right? So we'll be moving forward very quickly. This was championed by the national, by the NIPOST social media team and also the ICT department of Nigerian Postal Service, in directive with what the president had asked us to do. Basically, what is data? Why are we in protecting it? What's so important about data? So data are facts and numbers collected to be
Peace, we can't hear you. Peace, are you there?
So sorry, can everybody hear me now? All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, please.
In this particular instance where they
Peace.
Okay, can you hear me? Sorry, I keep getting interrupted by something. Forgive me. Okay, in this case, we mean personal data. We're trying to safeguard personal data. What does personal data mean? It means any information relating to an identified natural person known as a data subject. A data subject is who? Is me and you. And this person should be one that can be identified directly or indirectly. And there are things that we use as to know that it's personal data. The next examples will tell you what personal data is. Your name, for instance, my name is Peace, and I have a surname. I have a home address. I have an email address. I also have a phone number. I also use a laptop that has an IP address once it's connected to a computer network. This is regarded as personal data. As a frontliner, as a postal controller in NIPOST, you are required on the counter to get some of this information from your customers. And the government says that whatever you collect from these customers, you're supposed to safeguard it. Also, within the organization, we are supposed to safeguard this information. Why is this? We can also consider sensitive data. This includes your racial origin, your political opinions, your religion, your trade union membership. Some of us in NIPOS belong to some trade unions. Something about your blood group, your genotype, and all of these are also considered as sensitive personal data, and they should be protected by us, NIPOS, the organization. But truthfully, why are we protecting data? First of all, like I said, the president signed into law the Nigerian Data Protection Act on June 12, 2023. And right now it is in the law that every personal data or any sensitive data collected by any organization should be protected. So it is a fundamental right by law that the customers that we accommodate in NIPOS their data should be protected. Secondly, it helps us to build trust. Ma'am Thelma earlier on mentioned this in her presentation. Protecting our data would help us build trust with our customers. Individuals are increasingly becoming aware of their right to privacy. Not everybody wants to know my name, my phone number, my email address, my location where I'm sending an item from. You see somebody walk into a post office and he gives you some of this information free of charge. They are written on the receipt that we hand over to them. But the government is saying that we should protect this information, and mismanagement of this personal data can easily damage our reputation. Some of us have already started getting calls from some organizations, maybe asking us to take sharp loans, and this is because somebody has leaked an information to this agency saying, okay, this person works with the civil service, this person has monies that he's collecting. He belongs to a trade union that makes certain deductions from him. It helps us to build trust with our customers. Thirdly, it will help protecting data would help us prevent fraud and crimes. When we have data protection measures, which I'm very sure that NIPOS right now is trying to put in place, it will help protect our individuals, our customers' data, and also our organization's data. Fourthly and finally, it helps us to save time and money. If in any case we have a data breach can be when maybe a hacker comes to hack maybe our servers, and take some of this information that belong to NIPOS or are domiciled in NIPOS. And when we have this incidents, it will cost us time and money because we have to, first of all, report these incidents to the National Data Protection Commission. We have to explain to the customers. We have to, if in any case, maybe sensitive data has been leaked, we have to pay a certain compensation to these individuals or even to staff. Let me also add staff. So it is very, very important that we protect the data and information of our customers. And this is just this is just a tip of the iceberg of what is in store, for NIPOS if we eventually plug into data protection. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day. If anyone has a question, please, you can either drop it on the comments box or you can send it to the social media team.
Thank you so much, Peace. Thank you. Thank you for that expose on data protection. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, our senior directors, deputy directors, managers, supervisors, thank you so much for taking the time to attend this training. We really appreciate this as much as it is for the advantage of each and every one of us to have a greater NIPOS. A big shout out to FMR agency and also a big shout out to the Postmaster General for making those. These are our authentic social media handles. Please, while you're here, you can look at them on Instagram. We are NIPOST, at NIPOST NGN, all in small letters. On Twitter, we are at NIPOST, capital letter NGN, and also on Facebook, Nigerian Postal Service. NIPOST to a greater high starts with. Go on these pages, like, follow, and share whatsoever information that is there. Thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we have come to the end of the training. All right. So we may be putting the meeting to a close at this point. I think thank you everyone. Thank you all.
Thank you.